And we welcome you to the Harborcenter here in downtown Buffalo, New York. It is game 2 of the weekend series as non-conference play pretty much wraps up for a while for the Miami RedHawks hockey team as they are in Buffalo to take on the Canisius Golden Griffins in the second matchup of this weekend set here tonight from Buffalo. Patrick Geshan, Jack Schmelzinger with you, high above the sheet here at the Harborcenter. It was a 5-3 win for the RedHawks last night, Jack. A really good performance, 5 different goal scorers. The defense looked good, Ludwig Pearson looked good, the offense was producing at a clip we probably haven't seen all season long. RedHawks would really love to repeat that performance here in Game 2 and head home for their first non-conference sweep of a team on the road since 2015.
That's right, Patrick. It's been pretty good vibes to start the season for the RedHawks, especially in those first 2 series. They went into UMass Lowell and beat a ranked team on the road.
Yep.
Here they're looking to sweep Canisius to keep the good vibes going. RedHawks off to a really good start. We'll see how it continues here tonight and then on to the next rest of the season. We know that the NCHC slate starts next week. That's going to be some tough stuff for the RedHawks.
Right. Meanwhile, you got a Canisius team, of course, the 5-3 loss last night. They look fairly good for what we've seen from them earlier on in the season, but a team that started the game pretty well late in that first period, but then after that, the energy just kind of fell apart. You know they're going to be coming out looking for something, hunting here tonight.
Yeah, and it's going to be important for Miami to come out as fast as they did yesterday, especially with a 6-7 hour bus ride in front of them. They're expected to get back to Oxford early this morning, and they're just going to have to get through this game first and then think about that afterwards.
Yep, that's a problem for another time as the RedHawks look for the sweep here tonight of the Canisius Golden Griffins. Miami leads this all-time series 7-0-0 as the Canisius starting lineup is announced. Ludwig Pearson in net again for the RedHawks. We'll see a new starter in the cage for Canisius. That's number 30, Jacob Barcheski, after John Hawthorne got the start last night, gave up 5 goals. We had a good crowd here last night. It was Paint the Rink Pink night, so a lot of students came. We don't have any students here today. They're up to better things, I guess, in the Buffalo area today, but a decent crowd is filling in with other people and parents and such as we get ready for Game 2 here from the Harborcenter. What are some things you're looking for from Miami here today?
I think it'll be important for them to do what they did yesterday, which is play really complementary hockey. The defensemen played well in their defensive zone, did a good job moving that puck up the ice, and the forwards, once they got on their stick, were doing a really nice job pushing it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone and then swarming the net.
Yeah.
I think complementary hockey is really the name of the game here for these RedHawks today. They're probably the better team. They just need to execute.
Certainly would hope that it will continue as the Canisius starting lineup is wrapping up. We get our puck drop here in about 3 minutes or so from the Harborcenter. Tell you what, they do it right here. The atmosphere of the game day stuff before the game is pretty good.
It really is. I mean, a beautiful arena in the middle of downtown Buffalo.
Yep.
The PA guy Patrick and I were talking about just a few minutes ago, really getting this crowd fired up. There's not much of a crowd to fire up, but who's here is getting fired up by him for sure. Really cool atmosphere here from the Harborcenter. Great place to watch a hockey game.
Certainly is. Let's join that public address announcer for our national anthem here this afternoon.
In America, our student athletes and our athletic staff invite you to rise if you're able and join us in a moment of reflection as we consider those whose lives are impacted by inequality and injustice in the world, and how our actions can help us live the Jesuit ideal of being men and women for others. Thank you. We invite you to remain standing and remove your caps as we honor our nation's strength, resilience, and those who defend us at home and abroad with the singing of the national anthem. To perform the Star Spangled Banner, please welcome Mackenzie Fuller.
Very good national anthem performance by Mackenzie Fuller as we get ready for Miami Canisius here in Game 2 of the series this afternoon/evening from downtown Buffalo. Starting goaltenders for tonight's game, the Miami RedHawks go with Ludwig Pearson, who will make his 6th start of the year. 3-1-1, 2.19 goals against, .927 save percentage for Ludwig, the junior out of Hindus, Sweden. New goaltender in Game 2 of the series for Canisius, that is Jacob Barcheski, the senior from O'Fallon, Missouri. In his 4th start of the season today, he has a 1-2-0 record, 4.17 goals against, .887 save percentage for Barcheski. RedHawks, same uniforms as last night, the Road Reds with the white name and number on the back, white Miami with a number across the front and the red helmets. Canisius will have the navy helmets with the gold uniform. It's got a navy name and number on the back and the white Canisius Golden Griffins logo on the front, the bird, that is the Griffin. And of course the navy helmets for the home team in Canisius. Our referees today from the Atlantic Hockey Association, Andy Bethman and CJ Hallman. The linesmen are Nathaniel Shimo and Joe Sherman. Shimo and Sherman on the lines.
Should be some good lines.
Yeah. RedHawks move right to left across your radio here in the second game of the series. The game is on from the Harborcenter as Miami looks for their first road sweep period since January of 2021. First non-conference road sweep since 2015. That was at RPI here in the great state of New York. RedHawks here with the puck in their own zone after the center ice face-off to get things going. Pops up in the air to the right point for Mutson on it for Canisius. Sends it on the far wing where it's played there by Eric Urbank. Fires a weak shot in on Pearson. Nice right pad save to get it to the near corner. Played in behind the net. Lincoln Earn with a shot on the far post. Pearson there made a nice right pad save. Kicks back up to the left point. Bouncing puck came in from that left point area. Good save by Pearson with a shoulder as the Lions bounce one in on him. Little wrister. Puck ends up far half wall Miami zone. RedHawks a little bit of trouble getting it out here in the first shift of the game. Barbolini able to corral it, work it up to center on the left wing of the neutral zone and dump it into the Canisius zone. Full 5-man change for Miami a minute into the first period. Here's Nick Bowman for Canisius. Gets it over the RedHawk line on the right wing, feed to the near corner. Hernandez was on it for the Griffins, up to the far wing. Now it's played back up to the half wall by Canisius, Stefano Bottini. A little shot from the far circle by Bowman, went wide to the far side of Pearson's net. Near corner, Hernandez gave it up for Bowman. Skates his way up to the far half wall. Spins around left point, shoots it in. Nice block by the stick of Ryquist, who will make his way up the far side for Miami. Kind of turned back in his own zone as Canisius makes some changes a little over 90 seconds into the game. Ryquist skates it up the far half wall. Dishes back in his own zone for Axel Kumlin. Feeds it left wing at center. Chipped into the zone by P.J. Fletcher behind the Canisius net to the RedHawk offensive end. Strong forecheck by Miami. Gets set up in the offensive zone. Trasner feeds it far half wall. Here's Waldron. Rink wide to the left point. Dempsey near circle. Rips a wrist shot well wide right of the net. Goes up far half wall. Helene comes in from the right point to grab it. Here's Helene near corner. Spins off the puck. Blows a tire. Going up against two Canisius players down there. Picked up by the Griffins, who work it up the near side. Pogue. Rink wide to center. Missed Har. A little bit behind him for Canisius. RedHawks get the puck back at center ice. Here's a feed to Helene over the Canisius line left wing. Fan on a wrist shot, top of the near circle. Trying to work it back to the near corner for Waldron. The pass didn't quite connect, and a battle ensues here in the near corner of the Canisius zone. It is Taransky and Waldron in there for Miami. Waldron works the puck free, couldn't quite feed it to Wout, and Canisius banks it off glass to center. And that was Har who did that. He'll then feed the puck back in his own zone for a player in number 47, Tyrell Buckley. Buckley dishes back to Master Donato in his own end. Canisius feeds it up the right wing, chipped into the RedHawk zone by Earn. Right to Jack Clement, stick of Miami. He'll bank it off boards, far side. Got turned over though on a feed. Canisius over the RedHawk line right wing. McDermott got shut down at the line by Clement. Canisius with a puck back at center, dumps it in behind the RedHawk cage. Carries its way up to the right point. Canisius offensive zone. Kicks out back to center. Blake Messenberg, little rush the other way. Over the Canisius line left wing with a shot. Good shoulder save there was made by Barcheski. Kicks its way back to the left point. Here's Clement to the near half wall for Brian Silver. Works his way to the near corner. Sent it in behind the cage. Keegan Langefels is on it there for Canisius. Worked it up the far half wall. Langenfeld's got it back as it went off his skate. Now McDermott with it right wing at center ice. Will lift it into the near corner of the Miami zone. And behind the Red Hawk net goes the puck. Battle starts there. Donato locked up against the boards with Eric Urbank. We'll take it to the far corner. And Donato pinch up against the boards. Back to the line for Schraden, who'll send it in. Nice shot on the ice that Pearson handled with a left leg. Goes to the near half wall. Canisius to the near corner. Plays this one up high. As Cassetti able to turn it over the Canisius line left wing. He'll come, try to float a little centering feed to Dukovac coming down the center of the ice. Didn't quite connect with him. Goes in on the goaltender Barcheski, who makes the cover. And the game's first stoppage comes with 15:51 to go in a scoreless first.
Pretty fast start for the RedHawks and for the Golden Griffins. No stoppages in the first 4 minutes. Just something that doesn't really happen very often.
Right.
And these guys are ready to play today.
That they are. First whistle comes 4 minutes and 9 seconds in the opening period. So Red Savage in the draw, the offensive zone for Miami near circle. He'll lose it to Bowman. Canisius works it up far corner, back out to center. Hernandez missed a pass. Taken over the neutral zone by Red Savage far wing. Will work it into the Canisius zone up high. Griffins can't quite get it out though. Now they will as Bowman, a second effort stolen away from Red Savage. Here's Bowman over the Red Hawk line left wing. He dropped a pass right to a Red Hawk. That was Red Savage who flips it rink wide to the near side of the Red Hawk zone. Picked up by Kumlin, goes to the right wing for Ryquist. It's Fletcher with a feed in the neutral zone. He's over the Canisius line on the right wing, chips it in far corner. The offensive zone for Miami. Decker with a puck now in the near corner for Canisius, locked up against the boards by Ryan Savage. As it caroms its way over the far corner now in the Canisius zone. Hernandez picks it off. Left wing feed Bowman, skates through center ice. A backhand and dump in attempt over the Red Hawk line left wing and behind the Miami net. Drasner there to pick it up as Canisius full 5-minute change, turned over. And the Griffins had a chance in the far circle, but it popped off the stick of Miato coming in off the bench. I'm just trying to change forwards too, kind of get caught up there up high in their own zone. Here's Canisius, a chance. Shot for the right point by Har, blocked down by Red Hawk, sticks in front. Aline chips it over the Canisius line on the right wing to the far corner. We'll stick this one to the near side now as Miami to change offensively. Miato back at center for Canisius. Left wing feed over the Red Hawk line. A shot will come from the far half wall off the stick of Hard. Little soft wrister that Pearson easily handles with the left pad and cover. And with 14:25 to go in the first, Pearson will have the draw coming up to his right in the Red Hawk zone.
Canisius with the early advantage in the shots on goal total. Hasn't been a ton of offense produced by Miami except for that third line. Taransky, Holleen, Waldron, the freshmen, were really ferocious on the forecheck.
Redhawks win the draw, quickly work it out back to center from their own end. Brian Silver uses his speed. They draw a penalty to the far corner of the Miami offensive zone. Delayed call coming up as he was tripped up and held. Here's Clement near circle, walking down from the line. Turns around in the near corner, feeds the line. Right point to Donato, far half wall for Ryan Savage. Rocks the extra guy out for the delayed penalty. Center point to Donato, top of the far circle. Ryan Savage's shot, rebound in front after a good pass saved by Barcheski. He had Silver another whack at it in front. It deflected off his left pad, went over to the far corner. Canisius touches up there, and the captain for the Golden Griffins, David Melaragni, going to go to the box here for a minor penalty. It's going to put Miami on the power play with 13:54 to go in the first. Be a 2-minute minor for slashing.
Really nice play by Brian Silver in his first shift of the weekend. Just keeps his feet moving, and that Canisius defenseman, Silver, just a little too fast for him, had to hold him up. Brian Silver, keep making plays like that, and he'll see his name in the lineup a lot more often.
Good speed, good effort down the far wing. Drew the penalties. Melaragni got beat pretty bad. So the Redhawks to the power play for the first time this afternoon. They were 1 for 5 last night with 11 shots on the man advantage. Left point, Ryan Savage. Rink wide feed to the far circle. Fletcher feeds it back to the high slot. Ryquist, top of the near circle now. Red Savage shoots. Nice glove save. Barcheski deflected off the leather to the right point. Ryquist to the far half wall for Fletcher. Far corner, Barbolini feeds it back to the line for Ryquist. Left point now, Red Savage walks in. Down low to the near corner for Barbolini. In behind the net in front, Ryan Savage scores! Beautiful play in front. Ryan Savage, who was on the point sheet last night, got a beautiful feed from behind the net from Barbolini. He had one whack at it off the left pad of Barcheski. Picked up the rebound and put it over the top left shoulder of Barcheski's net. And with 13:18 to go in the first period, the Redhawks take the 1-0 lead on the Ryan Savage goal.
What a feed by Matt Barbolini. Like you said, Patrick, he received that puck down below the goal line and really made it look like he was going to take it around the net and try to find someone after that, but a little deception there with his stick in his head and just slides it right to the waiting stick of Ryan Savage, who had no one on him. Really, really nice play for the RedHawks.
Meant to say he popped it over the left shoulder of Barcheski in the top right corner of the net. Well, yeah, really good play offensively for Miami. You kept that puck really low on the power play. Just did a great job to handle it. Moved it very well. Good start for the RedHawks, who have it in the offensive zone after the center ice face-off. Quickly worked back out, though, by Canisius on the far wing. Miami, though, lifts it back in behind the Canisius net, as Drasner did that from center ice on the right wing. A little bit of trouble for the Griffins trying to work it out. They do, as Bottini chips it out back to center in the Miami zone. Dempsey for Helene, back for Dempsey near circle, RedHawk end. Feeds it to the middle here for Helene, who will skate it out through center ice. Here's Helene. Little backhand dump into the Canisius zone. Siobhan is on it. Feeds it up high to Bowman, who will take it through the far circle and then to the near wing for Siobhan. Siobhan chips it cross corner to the far wing of the RedHawks zone on a dump in. Dempsey's on it. Feeds over the far corner. Little pass there that went across the ice. Nobody home though on the centering feed for Canisius. Came off the stick of Cooper Har. Miami back in the offensive zone. Barbolini, little centering feed in front. Couldn't quite hit Cassetti on the play there. But caroms its way back in behind the Canisius net as Miato plays it up for Har. Barbolini now is up high with it. Dumps it in with a backhand in the near corner of the Canisius zone. Dukovac in there to mess up number 73 in goal. That's Cody Siobhan, who will lift it out back to center into the RedHawks zone. Donato on it there. Goes rink wide to the far side for Joey Cassetti. Back for Donato. Now near wing Clement. Throws it up through center. Couldn't quite hit Barbolini on a feed. Clement left wing will get it to Cassetti. Over the Canisius line. Try to feather a centering pass through the middle. A little bit ahead of Brian Silver there, about a step behind it. It would have been a good chance in front of the Canisius net. And it will be the Griffins here to regroup as the RedHawks changing. Here's Kuznetsov, far half wall. Dishes back to the far corner for his defenseman in Langefels. Back up far half wall. Miami a really good forecheck here as McDermott trouble handling it. We had a whistle for a hand pass as the puck popped up in the air and somebody batted it with a hand. I think the RedHawks did that, so they'll move the face-off out to the neutral zone here with 11:17 to go in the first.
You mentioned it, though, Patrick. Early in this first period, really, really good forecheck by both these bottom two lines, bringing a lot of energy to this RedHawk team.
Last night, the forecheck was good, too. I mean, they're forcing Canisius to do extraordinary things in their defensive zone. Kumlin back for Ryquist in his own zone. Right wing feed for Silver. Chips over the Golden Griffin line to the far corner. Canisius with it here now on the near side is Earn. Reverses direction to the far half wall. Goes the puck. Picked up here by the Golden Griffins. And as you get Messenberg there, angled off by Langefels. High slot, RedHawks with it. Left point, Kumlin walks it down the near half wall. In the near corner, trying to work its way back to the line, but Earn there picked it off for Canisius. In behind the net was Langefels. Fed it over on the far wing for Hunter Andrew. Lifts it out back through center ice. Into the offensive zone for Canisius. Urbank on the puck in the near corner. Trying to feed it forward. Couldn't quite get there on a centering feed. And the puck sent by a RedHawk stick all the way back to the Canisius zone. Buckley with it near corner. Fed it up for Bowman. Now it's left point Dempsey. Picked off a bad pass. Shot it wide right of the net. Here's Fletcher with it far half wall. Gets it left point. Dempsey top of the near circle with a rip over the top right corner of the net. Murray could not save the bouncing puck at the right point. He'll flip it back in the zone, but Miami tags up on the offside. Canisius with the puck, flips it up through center, back in the RedHawk zone. Miami sends it up the left wing, quickly in the offensive zone. Ryan Savage back for Fletcher, center point for Red Savage. Puck kind of popped over the net on a deflected shot there. Near corner with it, Red Savage. Back to the line for Dempsey. Left point shoots it. Wide left of the net. Caroms off the end boards. Picked up near corner by Cody Siobhan for Canisius. He turned it over, though, on the clearing attempt. Red Savage sends a feed behind the net to the far half wall. Murray picks it up there. Roofs it to the near corner on a shot attempt. Canisius with it there. Here's Siobhan. Little backhand feed behind the net for Melaragni. Pokes it to the far half wall where it's grabbed by Nick Bowman. Rims it around the boards to Siobhan here in the near corner. Cody Siobhan, centering feed over. Red Savage picked it off, and a shot from the near face-off dot went over the net. Miami is all over Canisius in the first period of this game so far. Ryan Savage to the far corner. Messed with by Melaragni. Threw a centering feed in front. Nobody could get a stick on it. Back to center it goes. Dempsey Oh, hold here at center ice in the left wing as Canisius in a change, got turned over on a pass. Here's Har with a shot, and they get deflected by Murray, top of the far circle. Puck pops up high in the RedHawks zone. Here's Helene. Little backhand play through center. RedHawks over the Canisius line left wing. Taransky, high slot, gets stripped away there by Pogue. Will feed left wing. Canisius on a rush. Miato over the RedHawk line left wing. Puck trickles its way in behind the net to the near corner. Har is on it. Sends it over on the far side now for a play that Clement will steal the puck away from Pogue. And the RedHawks will break up the far wing. And here comes Taransky. Over the Canisius line in the left wing. Dishes back for Helene. Taransky down near corner. Sends it in front with a shot. Rebound went off the post. Another try at it. Good glove save was made by Barcheski. Goes back to the left point for Donato. Waldron trying to get it off the near half wall. Back to the line. Clement shoots it. Went off a stick in front to the near corner. Waldron to Donato left point. Shovels it back down to the near circle where Canisius takes over. Chipped out back to center by Miato. Will grab it here in the center circle, regain control on a feed back to his own end. RedHawks here regrouping at center ice. Waldron over the Canisius line left wing. Spins around near half wall, gets it up right point. Ryquist off the bench, walks down to the circle, feeds Barbolini with a shot. Little wrister blocked down by the right leg of McDermott. The flex to the near side, Canisius zone. Griffins work it out. Here's Kuznetsov over the RedHawk line in the left wing, fires a wrister in. Nice flash of leather from Pearson who makes the stop with the glove. 7:28 to go in period number one. We have a media timeout. We'll keep it right here. I'll tell you what, this first period is flying by. That's what, the second whistle, third whistle of the game, and we're a little over 12 minutes into the first period.
Yeah, the period's flying by, and the RedHawks are flying all over the ice, really doing well in all three zones. They're not in their defensive zone very much, but they're doing a great job moving the puck through the neutral zone, and once they get into the offensive zone, I mean, just puck on a string, able to keep it away from those Canisius guys, and really creative, I've noticed. They've been doing things that I haven't seen Miami do in previous years, just trying to find space and find good shots, and they've been making it work so far. They've had a lot of really good opportunities, only one goal, but they could have 2 or 3 already.
Oh yeah, easily. RedHawks, to me, the most impressive thing is the pressure in the offensive zone, hard on the puck in the offensive zone against Canisius, who has not really been able to break it out at all in the game so far. That's something Miami's really good to see them do this early in the year. We haven't seen them do it very well the previous years, getting hard on pucks in dirty areas. They're doing that in the offensive zone. Just a lot of good things for Miami this weekend that are good to see from them in October rather than starting to see from them in February and March.
Yeah, and to your point, Chris Bergeron mentioned that these freshmen in the lineup are really bringing a lot of youthful exuberance to this team. Well, those bottom 2 lines, 5 freshmen, they've been really good on the forecheck, and the top 2 lines are following suit.
Yep. Get a penalty here after the face-off to the right of Pearson. I think it's going to be on Canisius. Interference. And going to the box is number 47, Tyrell Buckley. Didn't really see where the interference occurred as the face-off was won by Miami to the right of Pearson. RedHawks worked it up the far half wall and got it out back to center, and something around kind of behind the play was where the penalty occurred. So Miami back to the power play. They are 1 for 1 on the power play this evening. As the Ryan Savage goal, the only goal of the game so far, scored on the RedHawk man advantage earlier on in the first period. By the way, that was a goal from Ryan Savage, 6:38 into the frame with the assist to Barbolini and Red Savage. Canisius wins the draw to start the penalty kill. Here's Burbank over the RedHawk line to the right wing. Hits the brakes in the near corner, then we'll turn the puck over to Hampus Ryquist. We'll skate it up the far wing and dish it back for P.J. Fletcher. Fletcher through center ice. Over the Canisius line in the right wing, hits it back for Ryan Savage. Back to the line it goes for Ryquist. Offensive zone set up for Miami on the power play. Our circle, Fletcher with it. Back to the line, Ryquist. Left point, Red Savage. In the high slot for Ryan Savage. Kind of hopped off his stick. Ryquist saves the day on the left point to keep it in. With it center point, Ryquist with a nice snapshot there. Good glove save by Barcheski, who got it out of the air. 6:42 to go in the first. And you got 1:22 to go on the power play here for Miami. RedHawks lead the game 1-0 from the Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo. Drawn to the right of Barcheski, back to the left point for Ryquist. Near side, Red Savage walks off the half wall, fires a shot for the near circle, and a nice breadbasket save made by Barcheski. It kind of popped off his chest in front of him. He made the cover. 6:34 to go in the first, 1:14 to go in this power play for Miami, and the RedHawks get out the second power play unit on the ice.
Really nice shot there from Red Savage. Not a very accurate shot, but it's not very often that you see a puck hit a goalie in the chest and then bounce off of him and land on the ground.
Yeah.
Usually they snatch that one right up. Red Savage shot that one so hard that Canisius goaltender couldn't get a handle on it.
I know. RedHawks on the draw in the offensive zone. Right point with it, Helene. Waits. Kumla now center point. Near circle is Waldron. Break wide to the far circle. Helene a one-timer with a left-handed stick. Good left pad save by Chesky. Far corner Cassetti. Back for Helene. Far half wall. Kumla center point. Top of the far circle. Helene down low. Cassetti try to backhand between the legs. Pass on the far post. Never worked. Melaragni was there to block it down. And the puck in the far corner. Dukovac works it free. Waldron with it near corner. He's still in the offensive zone. Center point Kumla. Far circle. Helene in front. Rebound. Loose in the crease. RedHawks trying to dig at it. But Barcheski stood tall with the right pad. Center point Kumla. Top the near circle. Waldron winds up for a bomb. Went off a leg. Waldron gets it back. Rink wide. Helene. The bouncing puck could not be handled on the feed. It went to the far corner where it was picked up by Melaragni. He will clear all the way down the ice. 5:35 to go in the first and 13 to go in the RedHawk power play. So the waning seconds of time for Miami on this man advantage. Dukovac over the Canisius line left wing. Dishes back for Cassetti in the near half wall. Miami offensive zone. Pops over on the far circle. Dukovac sends it down low for Donato. Cassetti trying to get a feed there, but it went wide to his left. But squirts out back to center. We're back 5-on-5. Here comes Canisius over the RedHawk line right wing. Bottini goes in behind the net. He was angled off from going to the net there by Donato. Right point with it is Hernandez for Canisius. Walks it down, feeds to the slot. McDermott, spin around shot, blocked in traffic. Canisius with it here in the far corner. With it is Decker. In behind the net, little backhand centering play in front, nobody home. Caragiallo picks it up for Miami through center ice. And it goes into the Canisius bench. So he was trying to chip it over the Canisius line on the right wing. It kind of went over the boards there. They're going to put the face-off at center ice. And with 4:46 to go in the first period, 1-0 Miami.
Patrick, Miami football leading 3-0 over Western Michigan right now. Brett Gabbard back in the game for the RedHawks. Just got announced like 30 minutes before the game.
He's starting.
Yeah, crazy. Chuck Martin said he was probably going to be out the whole year.
Really good to see. He just lifts the puck near corner Miami zone. Drasner on it, lost it there in that near corner as he's in a battle with Hernandez. They locked up for it. 2 against 2. Messenberg and Hard join the party for their respective teams. Messenberg wins the loose puck, lifts it out through center, back to the near wing of the Miami offensive zone. Langenfeld's there first to it, and Silver's going to get a penalty here. He didn't really even make contact with Langenfeld's, but they're going to call him for a trip, I'm going to guess, as the RedHawks touch up in their own zone. Silver made a hooking play there on Langenfeld's that kind of held him up for what I would say was anywhere between 0.3 of a second to a half a second, and the arm went up. So the RedHawks will kill here with 4:08 to go in the opening period. First power play of the night for Canisius.
Yeah, what they tell you in refereeing school is when you call a penalty, it should be something that actually has an effect on the puck or an effect on how the puck's moving. That really didn't, but
yeah.
Guess once again, these AHA refs. We're not in NCHC country anymore.
Draw to the right of Pearson here is won by Canisius. Golden Griffins team was 1 for 4 on the power play last night for 6 shots. Puck goes up to the right point. Canisius offensive zone. Sent back in behind the net for Pogue. Gets it to the left point for Master Donato. Walks it down to the half wall to the corner. Near circle. A little shot came in. Loose in front. Pearson stood tall with the right pad as Kuznetsov ripped it in. Right point Decker trying to fly this one down the near wing. Gets a hold of Pogue. Pogue, the centering feed of the slot, picked up by Red Savage. Here come the RedHawks. Fletcher got it left wing at center ice. He will dump it in behind the Canisius net. Penalty kill change for Miami. 1:15 to go. And the power play for Canisius. Master Donato over the RedHawk line here on the right wing. Goes to the near corner with a puck. Sends it around to the far side, where Bowman will pick it up at the left point. Try to slide it down to the far half wall. Battle starts there. Barbolini's in it for Miami. Kuznetsov for Canisius. Griffins win it. Send it to the near wing, but it goes out to center, where Master Donato picks it up in his own zone. 50 seconds to go in the power play for the hometown team in Canisius, as they'll just kind of hang out here in their own zone, wait for a change to finish. Ragni feeds far wing for Hernandez. Through center ice. Little backhand shovel to the near wing where it's picked up by one of his teammates in Bowman. Here's Donato. Gets a hold of Bowman. Kind of strips him away from the puck momentarily. And battle ensues near corner of the Miami zone. 2:33 to go in the opening period as Canisius trying to make something out of this power play. Puck squirts up right point. Chavon to the left point for Hernandez. Walks down the far half wall. Goes down to the goal line. Back to the line. It goes for Chavon. He will go center point, feed it over there for Miyato. Back to the far corner with a power play winding down. 5 seconds to go in it. Hernandez is shot top of the far circle. Little snapper through traffic. Pearson saw it all the way and makes the breadbasket save. The power play is 5 seconds to go on it for Canisius, and there's 2:12 left in the opening period of the game. 1-0 lead for Miami, who is wrapping up this little non-conference road series against Canisius on this Saturday afternoon from the Harborcenter in Buffalo. Draw to Pearson's right, won by the RedHawks far corner of their own zone. Drasner rims it around the boards and behind the net. Or the RedHawks go back to full strength. The Silver out of the box. Miami, good job to kill off the first kill they have of the game. Feet up ahead, Ryan Savage over the Canisius line. Fletcher back for Savage on the far side. Little 2-on-1 development. They could never connect on the return feed to Ryan Savage, and then the puck kind of went toward the net on the ice as Red Savage came in there, had a little weak shot. Good stop was made by Barcheski. Puck was sent up the ice on the far wing. Little 2-on-1 kind of started between Ryan Savage and PJ Fletcher, but they tried to pass it too many times in the zone. 1:51 to go in the first. A little bit too fancy there, just get the puck on the net. Face off to the left of Barcheski. Red Savage far half wall, works it in behind the Canisius net. Here's Decker with it. Skates it up to the far corner, feeds it up left wing. With it here is Matt Vermutton for Canisius, lifts it out into the RedHawks zone. Reichquist far corner, off the boards, up the far side. Fletcher kicked it out back to center. Here's Decker, spins around near side of center ice, rims it around the boards and behind the net. Pearson stops it there for Miami. Far corner, Reichquist works up right wing. Fletcher chips it out back to center ice. Buckley with it here with 1:15 to go in the first period. Sends it in behind Pearson's net. Ludwig turned it over, trying to find the puck, and his feet was Kuznetsov, but he couldn't. Otherwise, it would have been dangerous for Canisius with a wide open net in the offensive zone. Pearson out to play it, turned it over to Kuznetsov. Didn't even know he was there. Here's Helene over the Canisius line left wing, trying to center it forward. Nobody home though. Redhawks weren't a change. And here come the Griffins working out of their own zone. Master Donato fed it forward. Here comes the Griffins over the Red Hawk line right wing. McDermott sets it over. Shot Miyato. Rebound McDermott. Good stop by Pearson with a left pad. 40 to go in the period. Donato sends it back for the Red Hawks in their own zone. Clement left wing feed Taransky. Over the Canisius line left wing. It's shut down though by Chavon. As a little battle starts in the neutral zone. Kicks back to the Canisius end. Here's Chavon with it for Canisius. Stripped away though, and a strong forecheck by Taransky, who will wrap this one around the boards to the far corner. Ragni got picked off there in the Canisius zone by Cassetti, but the puck hopped off his stick too hard, couldn't get it. Miyato over the Red Hawk line right wing, chips it into the near corner with 10:10 to go in the first period. Donato gets it back for Clement near half wall Miami zone, room to skate. Rink wide feed to Dukovac over the Canisius line right wing, was offside. The linesman was in the way, and that'll do it for the first 20 minutes of the game. So the RedHawks take a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes to the locker room in our first intermission here from the Harborcenter. And all in all, on paper, it was a pretty even first period with the shots 9-8 in favor of Miami, and the score just 1-0. But the RedHawks, they're similar to last night, Jack. Really good start, really good first 10 minutes, but then after that, the energy just kind of fell apart as we got to the end of the period.
Yeah, exactly. And yesterday we saw them come out really fast in the second after that kind of lethargic last 10 minutes of the first. We'll see if they can do the same thing again today. I would probably bet on yes, because they did it yesterday, but obviously we won't know until it actually happens. But like you said, just at times they were really dominant, and there were 5 or 6 minutes in there where Canisius just could barely even keep the puck on their stick for more than a second. But Miami just, we can see that they're best. We know they're best, and their best is really, really good. And if they can just make that consistent, then there's really no ceilings to where this team could go this year.
Right, I would agree. Red Hawk team that Just kind of flat-footed there in the last 10 minutes of playing the forecheck. Look good. What do you want to see the RedHawks maybe change up a little bit in the second period, other than energy?
I think that the biggest thing would probably be maybe just getting those top two lines going a little bit. We saw the bottom two lines, like we've said a few times, 5 out of 6 freshmen, really hard on the forecheck. The top two lines got a little more ice time in that second half of the first period that we saw them get a little bit slower. So I think just getting the first couple lines going, probably a big thing for the RedHawks. And also, we talked a little bit about how they've been really creative so far today, but sometimes, like you said, with the PJ Fletcher, Ryan Savage 2-on-1 coming down, just a little bit too much puck movement, trying to be a little bit too fancy.
Yeah.
And it can't hurt to get the puck on the net.
No.
We know that they've had a lot more puck possession than Canisius here today, and they've only got one more shot,
right.
So I think get that puck on the net a little bit more.
I would agree with you, as we have the 1-0 lead for Miami over Canisius. Again, the shots are 9-8 in favor of the RedHawks. See what team comes out in the second period. RedHawks team that came out with a decent amount of energy in the second period last night, but can they kind of find their feet again? That's going to be the question moving into the middle 20 minutes in the game. What score football? 3-0 last check.
Yep, last check's 3-0. Got to wait for them to throw the score bug back up on the on the screen here.
Sorry, I put you in a tough spot. My bad.
No, that's why Google is.
Oh yeah.
3-0 RedHawks still. 6:22 left in the second quarter so far. Brett Gabbard is 3 for 7 with just 24 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But Tyree Shelton showing out so far today. 4 carries for 42 yards.
Okay.
Not a bad start for the RedHawks, who can't afford to lose another MAC game if they want to keep those slim MAC title hopes alive.
And you're talking about bowl eligibility too.
Absolutely.
You'd be up to what, 5 losses with a loss today, so you got to be at least 6-6 to get to a bowl game. So a lot of things going on. By the way, that game is over on our new YouTube channel. You can search it on YouTube, Red Hawk Radio 2. Luke West pulling the gang of that game from Yager Stadium. So if you want to listen to that during intermission, they're over on Red Hawk Radio 2. Just search that on YouTube. And then we'll be back here in about 12 minutes or so with Red Hawk Radio on the regular YouTube for the second period of the game, the hockey game. So Miami 1, Canisius nothing here from Buffalo. We'll step aside for the first intermission and give us about 11 minutes or so. We'll be back with you for period number 2 action here from the Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo. Till then, RedHawks lead at 1-0. This is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Teams are back out on the ice as we get going here in period number 2 of the hockey game. Miami RedHawks lead the Canisius Golden Griffins by a score of 1-0 as we're about to begin the middle 20 minutes of the contest. Patrick Geshan, Jack Schmelzinger back with you here from the LECOM Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo. So Jack talked about the intermission a little bit. RedHawks would really like to get their top 2 lines working here. You would like them to do that, to just generate a little bit more offense, more energy here as we start the second period of play.
Yeah, we saw yesterday the RedHawks came out really flying in the second period. We'll see if they can do the same thing here today. It'll be the second line out there first, Barbolini, Cassetti, and Dukovac. They had a really good first shift back in the first period. I think that there is a good chance they're going to do the same thing right here.
I would agree. Center ice face off. RedHawks move left to right across your radio here in period number 2. Donato will get it back as Cassetti won it to the far corner of the Miami zone. RedHawks here a little bit of trouble early on. Canisius good forecheck to start the period, but Miami's going to work it out on the far side of their zone. Back into the Canisius zone. It goes up the far side of the ice. Earned to Lyons near corner Canisius end. Will wrap this puck up the near wing boards. Almost picked off there by a RedHawk in coverage, but it goes back to Lyons' stick. Far circle back over to Lincoln Earn. And the puck here at center ice sent back by the RedHawks. The puck took a weird deflection of Clement, who kind of sent a pass forward trying to hit somebody at the Canisius line, but it went up and out of, or went down the ice for an icing rather. So the draw is going to come to the right of Pearson here as we are 36 seconds into the second period. Will be Kuznetsov in the draw for Canisius against Joey Cassetti. Clean win, Cassetti near corner. Clement banks it off glass to center ice into the Canisius zone. Chavon back to get it in the near corner. Takes it behind the net. Indirect feed off the boards to the captain, Melaragni. Turned over though. Good shot from the near half wall by Clement. Handled by the pads of the goaltender in Barczewski. Near half wall, the puck goes. Miami offensive zone. Canisius plenty of numbers. RedHawks in an offensive change. Far half wall is the pass from Melaragni to the rink wide left wing for McDermott. Gets it in near corner Miami zone. Master Donato feeds it far corner. Trying to send it in front was Kuznetsov. Got blocked by the stick of Kumlin. 2-on-2 battle here in the far corner after it deflected there in the Canisius offensive zone. RedHawks win the battle. Work it to the near corner. Reichwitz to the right wing for Ryan Savage. Skates it up through center. Feeds left wing. Here's Red Savage on the Canisius line. Trying to dance his way through the middle. And gets stripped away there. He was going to 1 against 4. In the middle of the ice. Without much real estate to work with. Puck here's back to center. 3-on-2 the other way. Canisius. Here's Bowman over the Red Hawk line. Left wing. Centering play in front. Popped off the stick though of Fernandez in the middle. Puck caroms its way to the near corner. Bowman. On it for Canisius, takes a hit on Reichwitz, keeps control of the puck, feeds it to the line. Shot came in there off the stick of Tyrell Buckley off the leg of Fletcher to the far corner. PJ Fletcher lost the blade of his stick trying to clear it up the far wing. So the RedHawks get the puck off the board, send it up the ice. You have Buckley chasing it back for Canisius as Fletcher in the area going to the bench for a new twig. The blade of his stick basically just disintegrated and fell off there. Puck in behind the RedHawk net. Murray to the far corner. Taken away for Canisius by Ryan Beato. Went to the far circle. RedHawks grab it. Here they go up the ice. Taransky with a head his team over the Canisius line left wing. Far circle. Trying to center it over to Drasner who was on the rush. Really good block by the skate of Langefels to break up the rush attempt. Deflected the puck far corner. And here comes Canisius up the ice. Over the RedHawk line right wing is Har. Sends a weak wrister to the wide right of Pearson's net. Puck sent left point by Langefels wide of the cage. Goes through the far half wall here. Canisius in the offensive zone. A rip wide right of the net by Pogue. Goes up left point. Langefels down low for Har. Try to stick it forward on Pearson's net. Could not. Drasner plays it up the far wing where Taransky gonna stick it to center to his teammate in Waldron, but they never connected. And Canisius here will regroup in their own zone. Langefels plays it up left wing. Pogue will chip it with his stick at the Red Hawk line, left side, up and out of play, trying to get the dump into the near corner. It went over the glass on the left wing and out. 16:45 to go in the second, and Miami up 1-0.
RedHawks having a little trouble just settling the puck down and making those passes tape to tape.
Yep.
Canisius doing a good job getting their sticks in those passing lanes, though, too, here early in the second period.
Kind of a slow start to the frame for both teams, you could argue. Canisius with a puck here in their own zone, works it out up the neutralized draw. Ragni through center ice, the big Buffalo Sabres logo that takes up the whole center ice circle, dumps it into the RedHawks zone far corner. Donato picks it up, feeds it to the near wing, picked up by Silver over the Canisius line on the right wing. Into the near corner of the Canisius zone. Puck pops up in the air off his skate, picked up by the Griffins. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Vermette over the RedHawk line, left wing, centers it over, but it was out of the reach of Urbank. Gonna get a whistle here for a penalty maybe behind the play? Or no, Donato's injured. And he is skating with his right leg gliding on his left leg. Bent over, he's going to get to the bench. They blew the play dead as soon as Miami got possession as Donato was down on the near side of the ice at the RedHawk line. Good chance the other way for Canisius as Vermette tried to feed it over on the right wing there for Urbank, who just didn't quite have it in his reach, about a couple of inches wide of his stick, and Donato will go get some medical attention on the bench.
Not really sure what happened with Donato on that play. It seemed like, I don't think anyone was around him. It seemed like maybe a non-contact thing.
Yeah.
Definitely favoring that right leg, I believe it was.
Yep. He was pushing with the right leg, gliding on the left leg off the ice. Face off to the right of Pearson, the Miami net. Dukovac will get it out to center. Feed left wing. Barbolini over the Canisius line. Try to center it back to Dukovac near corner. Didn't quite connect. Reichwitz with a left point. This line hasn't really been out a whole lot in the second period. The Barbolini, Cassetti, Dukovac line. Far half wall, McDermott skates it out back to center. Barbolini chips it away from him there. Reichwitz, left wing for Dukovac through center ice. Over the Canisius line on the right wing. Feeds it to the right point for Barbolini. Miami sets up in the offensive zone. Gets it up to the left point. Reichwitz shoots it in up high. Handled by the shoulder of Barcheski, who knocked it to the ice on the wrister and then covered up with his glove to stop the clock with 15:36 to go in period number 2.
Patrick, you mentioned didn't really see that second line out there much in the first few minutes of the first period. The second period, we really didn't see the first line, Fletcher, Savage, and Savage out there much either. Maybe Chris Bergeron noticing the same thing we noticed up here, that third and fourth lines were doing a little better on the forecheck.
Might be a little, which is something he would do. He's just with the puck in the offensive zone. Bottini picks it up near corner, centers it in front, just went wide to the far side of the net. Bowman coming in, never really got a stick on it, deflected off his leg wide. Red Savage over the Canisius line on the right wing. Hits the brakes at the right point, sends it down to the near corner. As Canisius there, it gets started with a battle, putting the puck up against the wall. Finally squirts free back out to center. Griffins are on it. Bottini over the RedHawk line right wing. Through the far circle, takes the route to the far corner. Spins around from there, gets it up to the right point, shoveled back in by Lyons. Far corner now, Bottini on the puck for Canisius. Little backhand shovel behind the RedHawk net. Murray over for Drasner, near half wall for Ryan Savage. Gets it out back center, 2-on-1 the other way, Miami. Fletcher over the Canisius line right wing. Far circle, Red Savage with a shot, and a good save made there by the breadbasket of Barcheski to shut down the attempt on a soft wrister by Red Savage at the rim of the far circle, and Barcheski gets the right shoulder on it, knocks it to the ice, it covers. 14:38 to go in the second, 1-0 Miami. Canisius kind of caught deep in their offensive zone there. Redhawks pushed it up quickly, and Fletcher and Red Savage had a good 2-on-1 the other way. Redhawks win the offensive zone, draw far circle, work it to the middle. Taransky a bomb, nice block off the shin guards there, Vern. Close to the near half wall for Canisius in their zone. Har feeds it middle. And it's chipped over the RedHawk line left wing. Canisius is offside. Miato hopped over the line before the puck went in, so the Griffins have to tag up. Left wing feed, RedHawks through center. Here's Taransky over the Canisius line. Dishes back left point. Dempsey swing and a miss on the one-time attempt from the left point. Sent out back to center, where the RedHawks work it up the near wing and turn it back over. Here's Lyons, left wing feed, shifted over the RedHawk line. Miato to the near corner. Dempsey's on it now for the RedHawks. Sends it over to Clement, up the right wing boards for Waldron. Skates it through center ice, chips it up forward for Donato over the Canisius line on the right wing to the near corner, where it's Kuznetsov. A long stretch pass ahead, hits Andrew at the RedHawk line left wing. And then Andrew skated it backwards. And then it all works out. Canisius able to dump it in the near corners. Vermette had picked up a loose puck, worked it there. Far half wall it goes. Canisius in the offensive zone. Stripped away though off the stick of Chavon by the RedHawks. It was Waldron. Feeds left away Taransky over the Canisius line. Near circle, Coleman with a shot. Good right pad save was made there by the goaltender Barcheski. Left point it goes. Deflected to Waldron. A shot goes off his stick and banks off the high glass behind the net. He just picks it up, and as Andrew feeds it on the far wing for Urbeck. Back for Andrew through center ice. Urbeck now on the right wing. Takes it over the Red Hawk line on the right side. Goes to the far corner. Shoots a bad angle shot. Pearson, nice left pad save on the shot on the ice. Buckley goes D to D in his own zone for Canisius with his partner in Jackson Decker. And the left wing feed goes all the way down the ice, but it tipped off his stick from the Canisius end by Buckley to the Red Hawk zone. Miami works it up the far wing. As Reich was there, kind of misplayed it, so Canisius able to keep it in the zone. Here is Master Donato. Far half wall Canisius offensive end, try to feed to the line, picked up by Caragiallo. Over the Canisius line left wing, got a hit there in the top of the far circle to knock him off the puck by Decker. Loose puck squirts in behind the Canisius net. Far circle with it, the feed went to Kuznetsov. Back to the near wing, missed a pass. Barmelini picks it up, that was en route to Decker. Barmelini in behind the Canisius net, goes to the far circle. One hand on his stick, controlling it on the backhand. Barmelini in behind the Canisius net, trying to stick handle it in front. Got a feed there blocked, trying to center it from Decker. Barmelini down the near circle. Dukovac is shot through traffic. Good right pad save made there by Barcheski as the puck goes in behind the net. Here's Dukovac, hit hard there by Decker. Dukovac spins around below the goal line, works it up through the near circle. Max Dukovac, very high slot, takes a tour of the offensive zone with the puck. Dishes back for Jarasner, center point. Top of the far circle, Murray. His feed through the middle, got picked off. Canisius works it up the ice. Breakaway pass here. Down the ice, McDermott, but it was out of his reach. On a puck that was on its end side, just bouncing its way toward the goal line. McDermott got a beautiful pass from his own zone, but it was out of his reach to get a breakaway. Turned over by the RedHawks in their own zone. The puck goes to the near half wall. Dukovac crashes in there with Bowman. On a battle here that's 2 against 2. Drasner flips it up high in the zone. Kept in at the left point by Bottini. Now Bowman in the high slot couldn't quite get control of a bouncing puck. RedHawks send it all the way down the ice for an icing call here with 11:04 to go in the second. Really long stretch of play there without a whistle. And finally good for each team to take a breather.
Yeah, they're kind of playing some good fundamental hockey here today. Nobody's going offsides. Nobody really icing the puck. And just back to that one that went all the way down the ice, and Ludwig Pearson able to stop it. Pretty dangerous play there for the RedHawks. Nice job by Ludwig Pearson. Be aggressive and get his stick out there.
Yeah. This will be a good game to ref.
Yeah.
Really easy.
You dream of these.
Yeah. Canisius little chance here out of the face-off the offensive zone. Bottini got shut down by the right pad of Pearson a couple times. Griffin sent it near corner of the offensive end. Jarasner got hit hard there in the corner trying to go for the puck. Gave it over to Hernandez. Now Cassetti up the far half wall, Miami zone. Can't get it out up the far side. Kept in by Langenfeld at the right point. He'll try to charge his way forward. Langenfeld still in the puck in the high slot. Dodging sticks left and right. Gets it far corner. Hernandez feeds the right point for Bottini. Back for Hernandez at the far half wall. Backhand past him. Bowman, a bad angle shot. Pearson handles with the left shoulder. And will make the stop here against the left post with 10:26 to go in the second. Probably the best 30 seconds of offensive zone puck handling we've seen from Canisius all afternoon long right there on that shift.
Yeah, and honestly, they really have not had very many really good high-danger scoring chances. The RedHawk defense making life pretty easy on Ludwig Pearson here so far. It's a nice little change of pace from the last couple of years where Ludwig would have to stand on his head most games.
Right. Shot from the line, nice right pad saved by Pearson from Har. RedHawks work the rebound up the near half wall out to center. Here's Ryan Savage on the Canisius line on the right wing. Goes down to the near corner with it. Centering feed in front, nobody home. And a play up the ice for Canisius. Here come the Griffins with a 2-on-1. Over the line on the right wing. A shot off the crossbar for Cooper Har. And it goes up and out of play from there in the near corner. As Har, a 2-on-1, decided to shoot it on the far wing. Pearson was beat for sure on the shot, but it went off the crossbar up and out. And with 10:01 to go in the second, St. Canisius has really taken the momentum in their hands here over the last few minutes.
Yeah, it really does seem that way. They're back tied with Miami in the shots on goal department, but that was a really nice play there by Jack Clement on that 2-on-1. Really didn't have much help coming from the back check. Just puts his huge body on the ice with his long stick, and I mean, he takes up probably 12 feet of vertical space between the body and the stick. Really nice play by him to take away the pass.
He's just with a puck in the offensive zone after the face-off just past the halfway point of the game. Ryquist here in the far corner with the RedHawks leading 1-0. Can't get it out of his own zone. Second attempt didn't work for Helene, and here comes Canisius. Vermette near circle trying to feed it over, but Urbank was tied up on the wing. Couldn't get the pass. Here's Ryquist out of his own end near corner. Rink wide feed all the way down the ice, get chipped off the Canisius stick at center, and Siobhan will have to go back below his own goal line to get it. Feeds Urbank, the Orchard Park kid, works it up the near circle. And here comes Canisius over the RedHawk line, left wing. Vermette's it through the near circle and the dangles, but Dempsey knocked it away at the last moment. He made his way through a couple of red uniforms beautifully. Buckley in the near corner for Canisius offensive zone. The Griffins are outworking Miami very hard in the middle part of the second period. In behind the net for Andrew, working with Drasner. Andrew here in the far corner, shoves off Drasner, gets it to Master Donato in the far corner, Canisius offensive zone. Puck work to the far circle for Buckley, left point. Buckley is shot over the net, got tipped off his teammate Stick and McDermott. Here's Buckley now with it, feeds to the left point, pops its way back out to center. Over on the far wing, the puck goes as Canisius regroups in their own zone. Here's Kuznetsov, feeds left wing through center over the RedHawk line. Miami gets it back in their own end. Drasner, who's tired, he's had a 2-minute long shift, turns it over on a feed forward. Master Donato back with it. Dempsey and Drasner, the Miami defenseman, as the puck goes back in the RedHawk zone, have been out there for a good 2 minutes on the shift. Dempsey flies it up the near wing. Messenberg pops it out back to center. Caragiallo goes for Silver over the Canisius line on the left wing. Silver feeds center point as the RedHawk kid New Demon out there. Donato a shot, big rebound on the wrister, went to the far half wall. Clement picks it up from there, sends it back behind the Canisius net. Picked up by Caragiallo in the near corner Canisius zone. Here's Lyons. Sends it up to the far half wall where Clement gets it up for Silver. Back in the slot. Caragiallo tried to shoot it. Was knocked off the stick by the Griffins' Bottini. Here's Bottini. Feeds over the RedHawk line right wing. Bowman trying to go over to Hernandez. Popped over a stick. Took it back up the near wing over the Canisius line on the right wing with a shot. Whipped up and over the net after it went off the stick of the lone defender back in Miato. Dukovac now on the far half wall with the puck for Miami in the offensive zone. Down for Barbolini in the far corner. Barbolini takes it behind the net. Clement near circle with a shot just wide right of the net. He had a point-blank chance on the one-timer. Canisius forgot about him and he sent it wide of the near post. Clement back with it on the right point. Handles a bouncing puck, calms it down, walks in the near circle. A shot, big save on the 5-hole attempt there. The pad shut it down of Barcheski. The puck sent out back to center. Canisius now will need a change in the second period. They'll get one here of all 5 guys as Miami regroups in their own zone. Donato up the right wing, moves the feed. Dukovac missed the pass out of the reach of his stick. Canisius works it over the line here on the left wing. Miato to the near half wall. Gave it back for Pogue. Will go to the right point with a pass here. Walking in, the shot, Siobhan blocked by his own guy in front and hard. Donato locks up Siobhan against the far corner where the puck is. You have Pogue working against Cassetti now with 6.5 to go in the second. The RedHawks trying to desperately protect the 1-goal lead here in the second period. Puck pops back up to the line. Siobhan kept it in. Sent deep by Malaragni. In behind the net for Pogue. To the far corner it goes for Miato. Gets it up on the far half wall for Har. Far circle popped off his stick. RedHawks 3-on-2 the other way if they hurry. And Fletcher though will just dump it into the near corner and kind of let the whole rush fizzle out as it goes in behind the Canisius net. Ryan Savage to the far corner, pops up left point. Ryquist sends a shot on the ice wide near side of the net. Goes back to the right point. Kumlin rips it in. Good patch save was made by Marcheski, and the rebound pops to the stick of Malaragni. Here's Pogue in the far circle. Lifts it out back to center ice. And we're going to whistle here for a high stick. Yep, on a RedHawk who deflected it as it was up through the air in the neutral zone with 5:46 to go in the second period. So we have our break here for the under 10 minutes. The one media timeout that Atlantic Hockey has. Keep it here for it. So a long stretch of play there for Miami. What, probably 5-6 minutes without a whistle. And the RedHawks in that last stretch of play, that 5-6 minutes, were really outworked pretty hard in their own zone by Canisius.
Yeah, and it's the first time we've really seen that all weekend. I think really long zone time from Canisius. They had the puck on a string and they were moving it around, kind of like we've seen Miami do on the other side a lot in this series. And it really is, you mentioned Miami trying desperately to protect this 1-goal lead. It really is not a big margin. Miami would really like to get some insurance here, but also might be able to just get into the second intermission with the lead and then regroup back in the locker room. That might be their best plan of action, but really, really important to keep Canisius off the board.
And the Griffins certainly have had a lot of chances to get on the board here in the last few minutes of play in this last stretch of time. Pearson has stood up tall in the net. The shots are in favor of Miami still, though, 16-13.
And Patrick, I think just a little bit of fatigue kind of starting to show here for the RedHawks. Not really as much stops and starts as they were doing in the first 4 periods of this series. More just kind of cutting on their edges to change directions, and that's a big sign of some fatigue and maybe some
undisciplined kind of play.
Right.
Yep. Hawks work the puck out of their own zone here after the draw to the left of Pearson. Ryan Savage rips it in over the Canisius line, left wing to the near half wall. Griffins trying to work it out from there. Going behind the net, Buckley will shovel it out of play in the far corner. Bouncing puck with it behind his own net, and Buckley just trying to get it off glass, I think, around the boards to the far wing. Sent it over the glass, out of play in the far corner. 5:21 to go in the second period. The draw to the left coming up of Barcheski.
Patrick, this is a really fast-moving game. We haven't seen a lot of whistles, and hour and 10 minutes into this one.
It's crazy.
Almost finished for the second period.
Crazy. 5:21 to go in it. You have a lean in the draw for Miami to the left of Barcheski with Kuznetsov. Clean win back for Canisius. Works it out back to center ice. Here's Clement. Feeds it to the near wing. Donato up right wing. Helene over the Canisius line on the right side. Gets it in behind the Griffin net to the far corner. You have Waldron crash in on it for Miami against Kuznetsov. Waldron here loses the battle to a Griffin down low. That was Decker who worked it free. Goes up high in the zone. Donato lets it go past him back out to center. Taransky picks it up for Miami in his own zone. In behind the Red Hawk net. Spins it around the boards to the far side. Canisius will get it back out at center ice. Langenfeld's fan on a pass to move it forward. Redhawks good forecheck. Helene sends it to the near corner of his own offensive zone. Helene still in the puck, gives it up for Waldron. Right point, top of the far circle for Rydquist. Will wait here at the left point, walk his way down to the far corner with a shot, and a good save by the right shoulder of Barcheski, barely getting a piece of that laser from the far half wall by Rydquist. At the rim of the far circle, makes the stop with 4:28 to go in the second period. Miami still holding on to the 1-0 lead. Miami football is at halftime now. Luke West pulling the game. Have that game for you over on our other YouTube channel, Red Hawk Radio 2. Just search that on YouTube. And Western Michigan leads that game 6-3. It's a field goal fest.
Kind of like this one. Not a lot of offense here either.
Nope. Puck in the near corner here in the Canisius zone. Burbank is on it for the Golden Griffins. Trying to work it up the near wing. Trying to hit a pass over there for Hunter Andrew. Kind of deflected its way back up to the right point. Rydquist keeps it in for Miami. Feeds left wing for Kumla. Far circle, it is Kieran Giallo trying to center the head. He could not. Left point, Kumla keeps it in. Kieran Giallo here at the far half wall. Walks at center point. Uses speed to get to the near circle. Kieran Giallo backhand centering feed. Silver had his stick on the air, in front of the net. Couldn't get a pass. Kumla from behind the net trying to stuff it into the near post, and down with the biscuit is Barcheski, who held it up against his chest. Must have popped up in the air, and he gloved it down. As Kumla, an aggressive move, skated the puck from the far corner of the offensive zone around the net to the near post, where he came in and tried to stuff it in on Barcheski, who stood up tall with the pads and the chest. Stops the clock with 3:41 to go in the second period.
Miami doing a little bit better coming out of this immediate timeout with producing offense. We'll see if they're able to maybe grab an insurance goal going into the second intermission. It'd really be really nice for them.
Only goal of the game so far, Ryan Savage had it in his third of the year in the first period. A little over 6 minutes into the game. Redhawks with a puck in the offensive zone as we wind down the second period here. 3.5 to go in it. In the near corner is Cassetti trying to work with a puck for Miami. Barbolini takes it over from him. Now Canisius engages in a battle against that near corner. You have Bowman in there for the Griffins. He will work it free and steal it away, and here come the Griffins through center ice. Left wing feed Bottini over the Red Hawk line. Hits the brakes at the near half wall, trying to send it through the circle on a feed. Couldn't connect with anybody. Got it back in the near corner. Hernandez trying to work on it now for the Griffins. Bowman crashes in against the corner with Barbolini. Murray locks up against the boards with Hernandez. Now it's Bottini far corner, works it up right point. Canisius sets up in the offensive zone. Maloragni walks it down to the far half wall. Bowman takes it away from him. Locks it up against the boards as Murray and Drasser there to steal it away from Miami. Drasser just locks it up against the boards with a stick. Murray tumbles down to the boards. They're going to call a penalty on that against Murray as he took down Bowman on the play. And Miami's going to go short-handed here. 2 minutes for holding as Murray knocked over Bowman. You had a lot of traffic in that far corner. Different battles that lasted about 5 seconds each for the puck. Murray and Bowman get tied up. Murray kind of brought Bowman down from behind. Whether it was intentional or not, we'll never know, but 2 minutes for holding against Murray on one of those that you probably don't call in a 1-0 game late in the second.
Yeah, just kind of a weird shift from that defensive pairing. Robbie Drasner tries to pin it up against the boards. I looked up at the scoreboard to see how much time was left, expected to see 10 seconds. Well, there's 2 minutes, 35 seconds left. I don't know really what he was doing, and then Murray just hauls the guy down. Like you said, maybe a little bit of a weak call, but...
Right. Up here in the near circle, so Canisius back to the power play. They're 0 for 1 in the afternoon. Really good chance to tie this game up late in the second. Master Donato in the near corner. Feeds it behind the net for Pogue. Walks his way to the far corner. Pogue here in behind the net. Feeds it near circle, Master Donato. Center point now, Maloragni. Over top of the far circle with it is Decker. He will shoot it wide right of the net. Karam's off the glass. All the way back out to center and into the Canisius zone. As Maloragni with it here. Will feed it up for Master Donato. And through center ice, works it forward into the offensive zone. Decker had the puck hop over his stick. Dempsey will clear it for Miami. Back behind the Canisius net. Goes to the near wing for Kuznetsov on a feed from his goaltender Barcheski. As the Griffins trying to work it here on their own zone. Maloragni dishes back to the near corner for Master Donato. Now it's Kuznetsov with it in his own zone with 1:36 to go in the second. A minute to go in the power play for the Griffins. Master Donato is stripped up high in the offensive zone by Cassetti. Joey will clear all the way down the ice into the Canisius end of things with 50 seconds left in the power play for the Griffins. So Maloragni out of his own end, feeds left wing for Andrew. Through center ice over the Red Hawk line on the right wing. Andrew at the far half wall, spins it around the boards to the near corner. Iatto on it there, sent it up the near wing boards for Fletcher, who was trying to get it out for Miami, but now a 2-on-2 battle sets up there on that near half wall as Fletcher gets kind of locked up with a Griffin player. 23 to go in the power play. Red Hawks clear again on the Canisius offensive zone as Rydquist sends it out up the far wing. Getting a hold of a loose puck. So the power play is winding down as the Griffins get out of their own zone here. 9 seconds to go in it. Andrew over the Red Hawk line left wing. The rush shut down by Clement. Up high in the zone, got a hold of the puck. He'll clear all the way down. The power play is over. You have 32 seconds to go in the second period of play. And it's 1-0 Miami. Huge kill for the Red Hawks here late in the second period. Lions with it for Canisius. Over the Red Hawk line to the far wing. Kind of fell over. Har will send this one below the goal line and behind the net. Urbank's on it for Canisius there. To the near corner for Har, who's locked up with Barbolini. Urbank and Clement tie up. Puck goes up high in the zone. Dukovac will skate it with 7 seconds to go in the period. Over the Canisius line on the left wing. Dukovac to the far corner. Get hit hard there. Off the puck by Lions. They tie up for it behind the net. And that time will run out here in the middle. 20 minutes of play in the game. So, Miami 1, Canisius nothing. What was a slow second period to start. The first kind of 75% of it was really slow for each team. And then all of a sudden you had Canisius and Miami show a lot of energy there the last 5 minutes of the period. But I would say for the Red Hawks, they were pretty much outplayed in that middle 20 of the game.
Yeah, and a little bit surprising, we saw the Red Hawks come out of the first intermission really fast yesterday. We've said it over and over again, but not the case there for sure. That was a really big kill, like you said, at the end of that second period. Tough time to take a penalty if you're Alex Murray, and especially in a one-goal game, but Red Hawks pick them up, don't even allow a shot on goal during that penalty kill. So really, really nice job from the Red Hawks there, and I think that could be a little bit of a momentum shifter coming into this third period. And if you're Miami, you got to think you only got 20 more minutes left, and then you got to get on the bus, so you might as well give it your all here.
Right. It'll make that 7-hour bus ride so much more enjoyable on the way home if you pull out a win in this one.
That's for sure.
Yeah, in terms of the Red Hawks, we talked about the end of the first period. They need to show a lot more energy. Didn't quite do so in the second period, so they got to come out in the third, like you said, with that spunk and firepower. But if I'm Canisius, I'm feeling really good going into the locker room at the end of 2 and going into the ice at the start of the 3rd period because of basically how they just showed a lot of grit, determination in the offensive zone. Miami is the much more skilled team, but for Canisius in the offensive zone, whenever they had the puck down there, they were outworking Miami. Physicality, battles were being won. They were doing great things in the dirty areas. So if I'm the Griffins, I feel pretty good about my chances, to be honest with you here. Is just down 1-0 going into period number 3.
Yeah, and another thing is this is a really veteran Canisius Griffins team,
Right.
and it's a really young Miami team on the other side. We also saw last year Miami have a lot of trouble holding 3rd period leads, just playing in the 3rd period.
Yeah.
So if you're Canisius, you probably do feel pretty good here, and you have to think that their coach is telling them this game is so not over.
Right.
I mean, 1 goal and this thing's tied, and who knows what happens after that, but a little bit of a tough period there for the RedHawks.
Well, it's a tough one. The shot lead is still in favor of Miami, 18-13. They did outshoot Canisius last night. So, yeah, it's just going to be kind of a who can make the most mistakes in the 3rd period kind of game as we go into the 3rd frame after the 2nd intermission here from the Harborcenter. They're doing chuck a puck night on the ice. Somebody got it almost right in the middle of the bullseye.
I wish that I could have.
Pretty good.
Oh, I have one in my pocket.
Yeah,
but-
you should have thrown it.
Dang.
Written the number on it.
Well, now there's a guy standing right in the middle of the bullseye. Don't want to.
Nah, you don't want to.
Dang.
Anyway.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, it was missed. Hey, by the way, RedHawks football team, I think probably exiting halftime right now. It's a 6-3 lead for Western Michigan as we hit the intermission in this game. That game, the football game, is over on our new YouTube channel, Red Hawk Radio 2. Just search that in YouTube, Red Hawk Radio 2. You can listen to Luke West-Poley and the gang call that game from Yager Stadium this afternoon as the RedHawks and Broncos are in a tough one on the gridiron at the half from Oxford. And of course, we'll be back with the 3rd period here from Buffalo in about 11 minutes or so as Miami tries to hold on for their first road sweep since January of 2021. They get a 1-0 lead against Canisius going into the final frame in the final game of this series here this weekend. So be back with us in about 11 minutes or so for the call of the 3rd period. Until then, our 2nd intermission here from Buffalo. We're back in a moment. This is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Final period of play. We're getting ready to go for it here from the Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo. 1-0 Miami over Canisius. RedHawks trying to close out the sweep here today from downtown Buffalo, New York. And it will be the first road sweep for Miami since January 2nd and 3rd of 2021. The RedHawks swept Western Michigan that weekend during the COVID year. The first non-conference road sweep it would be for Miami, though, since January 2nd and 3rd, 2015, down the New York Thruway at RPI. Big chance here for Miami, Jack, to just continue this good start to the year. They'd be 4-1-1 with a win here today.
Yeah, and 4-1-1 looks so much better than 3-2-1, at least on paper. I mean, if you're Miami, you really just have to be thinking, let's put our absolute best out on the ice for these last 20 minutes, and then after that, we'll get on the bus. Plenty of time to relax after that.
Yep. So the RedHawks move from right to left across your radio here in period number 3. Joey Cassetti wins it forward, and it's earned with it for Canisius in his own zone. We'll send it up the right wing, and Urbank chips it in behind the RedHawk net and Pearson. Puck caroms its way up to the far half wall. You get Dukovac on it now for Miami, trying to work it out of the zone. Feeds it back for Cassetti up the far wing. Chips it over the Canisius line on the right side. Barberini in the far circle. Works his way toward the net, but it hopped over his stick as Urbank there picked it up. Here's Cassetti now with it for Miami in the far corner. After he got the loose puck, trying to work his way toward the net. Takes it behind the net. Good hit by Lyons to knock Cassetti off the puck. And Lyons chips it out back to center ice, where the RedHawks will regroup. Here's Donato in his own zone. D-to-D for Clement. Slides it up the left wing boards in the near corner of the Canisius zone. It'll be an icing, actually, as Clement was a good 3 feet behind the red line, trying to hit a pass up the left wing. Nobody of those really in the area. And it goes for an icing on the RedHawks as we are 48 seconds into period number 3. Quick moving game. It's only an hour and a half old, not even. And already in the third period of play. Here from the beautiful LECOM Harborcenter. Clean win back for Canisius in the offensive zone, but it will pop its way back out to center. Chavon right wing at center ice. Sends it to the near corner for Donato, who will rim it around the boards to the far side for Ryan Savage. Skates it through center, chips it over the Canisius line on the right wing and behind the net. Barcheski to the near half wall for Chavon. Ryan Savage hits him off the puck. Now Red Savage chips it forward up high in the zone. Here's Kuznetsov, takes away Canisius, the rest the other way. Left wing feed for Master Donato over the RedHawk line on the left side. Spins it around the boards back out to center. Kind of a weird play there for Canisius, who can't keep it in the offensive zone. Decker plays it over on the near side. Trip up was Malaragni on Fletcher, who just got his stick caught up in the wrong area. Malaragni fell over it, trying to move the puck up the near wing of center ice. And PJ Fletcher to the box. Canisius to the power play on fresh ice. 90 seconds into the third period.
Big kill for the RedHawks, very obviously. 1-0 Miami still. They can't afford to give up a goal here.
Nope. Canisius power play that is 0 for 2 today. They did score last night on the power play, and a great chance to tie this one up for the Griffins. Puck in the near corner of Miami zone. RedHawks work it up through the far half wall. Kept in there for a moment by Hernandez. Barberini, those stolen away. He's through center ice. Feeds it right wing over the Canisius line as a Red Savage there couldn't quite get the feed. Chavon takes over the far corner. Trying to stick his way up the far side. Couldn't quite get there. Har on it now for Canisius. Barberini tore him down. As the Griffins, a little bit of trouble getting it out from below their own goal line. Finally they do. Bowman with a right wing feed. Room to skate through center ice. Over the RedHawk line, right wing, a feed to Beato. Nice toe drag move with a shot. And Pearson with a nice right shoulder save. Puck caroms from there all the way back out to center ice. 1:18 to go in the Canisius power play. Here's Beato over the RedHawk line, middle of the ice. Gets it over on the right point. Kept in by Bowman. Deflects it to the far corner. R is on it for Canisius. In the offensive zone, you're going to Radek out there without a stick. That's Ryquist. High slot. Chavon, a drive. Rebound in front of Pearson. Where's the puck? It's loose. And they blow the play down as it popped out of his left arm. And they got pushing and shoving after the play. A shot came from Chavon. Pearson had no idea where it was. He made the initial stop, then it went to the ice. It ended up being under him. They blew the whistle as Ledvik was laying with his back down on the ice. It came out of his right arm area After the whistle blew, Canisius tried to stuff it in and say they had a goal. Doesn't quite work that way. And with 17:29 to go in the third, the draw to Pearson's right is coming up.
And a really good break for Miami on that whistle, because you mentioned Rydquist without a stick, and just before that, Joey Cassetti got his stick shot out of his hand, so it was really a 5-on-2 there for the RedHawks with the puck laying in front of the net, but thankfully the referee couldn't quite see that thing, and he blew it dead.
And Rydquist, who was without a stick during that shift, gets off of the ice. So now 4 RedHawks with sticks out there. Canisius wins the offensive zone draw. Decker drives to the net. Loose one in the crease. Pearson finds it and covers it. Now you got a fight going on as Clement exchanged some shoves there with, I think that was Kuznetsov down there. That kind of ended early. I don't know if we'll get any penalties or not. They were kind of shoving at each other. The game yesterday was very chippy. This game has not been up until about now.
Yeah, and that last stoppage
right
before this one, there was some pushing and shoving too, but really Kuznetsov pretty gutsy there. The 5'10", 170-pounder going up against Jack Clement, who towers over him at 6'4", 200, and I think Jack Clement might be a little taller than 6'4", I don't know. At least on skates, I guess he was like 6'7".
You were holding a stick on the bench before the game, and that stick was just as tall as you.
It was taller than me, yeah.
And you're what, 6-something?
6'1", almost.
Yeah. It's crazy. Gerard Pearson's left coming up as Canisius has 45 more seconds left on their power play. Work it to the near corner. The Griffins pulled with all 4 RedHawks in the near face-off dot. They'll send it to the far wing for Master Donato at the left point. And a feed down to the half wall get picked off. Red Savage will skate it 1 against 2 up the ice. He's hit over the Canisius line on the right wing, still with a puck, and will deflect it to the near corner. Master Donato won it, came out in front of his net, and that was a weird deflection that is covered up by the goaltender in Barcheski. Master Donato went off Melaragny's stick as he was trying to work it up the right wing, deflected softly in on the goaltender in Barcheski, who made the smart play to just cover it with the RedHawk forecheckers in the zone. 20 seconds to go in the power play for Canisius, and the draw in the Griffin zone on the near circle. Cassetti and Kuznetsov are in that. Kuznetsov clean win back to the near corner. Melaragny to the far wing for Master Donato. Melaragny to the left wing now. Master Donato through center ice over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Will shoot it on the rush, and Pearson comes up with a big-time save there on what looked like a little wrister in the pad area. Ludwig made the stop with the puck kind of going over the left pad, and he made the cover with 16:37 to go in the third period. Power play has 7 seconds to go on it for Canisius. Draw to the left of Pearson. Kuznetsov for the Griffins against Cassetti for Miami. Clean win back for Kuznetsov to the right point. Kept in there by Decker. Kuznetsov now left point for Master Donato. Kuznetsov high slap with a rip just wide left of the net. Goes to the near corner. Pops its way up to the near half wall. RedHawks battle for it there, and they're going to win it. Work it out back to center. Fletcher to the near wing for Kumlin. Left wing feed Cassetti over the Canisius line. Works his way to the near half wall. Rips on the brakes. Works it back down low. As Kumlin there ripped the centering feed through the middle. Nobody was home though. Here's Barbolini. Gets it up to the far half wall for Rydquist. Banks it off glass behind the net. Dukovac over to Barbolini in the far corner. Up to the right point for Rydquist. Left point now, Kuhlman. Rink wide, a feed picked off, and here comes Canisius up the ice. Boguslavski over the RedHawk line, left wing with a shot, and a nice save made by Pearson. I beg your pardon, that was actually Vermutton who got it, number 25. As Vermutton came in hard looking for a rebound, a few RedHawks weren't too pleased with that after Ludwig made the stop. They'll say a few friendly words to each other, and with 15:47 to go in the third, the draw to Ludwig's right is coming up. Say right now, Canisius and Miami very even in this third period.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a 1-0 game. This one is about as even as it could possibly be. 17-18 on the shot totals.
Oh yeah.
And it's really been a pretty even series. I mean, a lot of the goals scored yesterday were not at even strength.
Right. Clean one back for Canisius to the line. Lyons bombs it to the far corner off deflection. Goes to the near half wall. Donato kicks it out of the Miami zone to the near wing. Chavon through center ice. Will feed it to the right wing for Vermutton. Chips over the RedHawk line right side. Gets it to the near corner Miami zone. Donato's hit hard down there by Urbank. And a shot from the right point. Ludwig Pearson makes the stop of the breadbasket as Siobhan sent the wrister in. He had a lot of Griffins there hunting for a rebound in front of the net. Good rebound control by Pearson, who was standing on his head to keep Miami with the lead in this 1-0 game. 15:24 to go in period number 3. And we'll get the draw to Ludwig's left, I would assume, here coming up. Take it to his right. Nope, left.
Canisius out shooting Miami 5-0 here in the third period.
In terms of the game, it's all tied up at 18 shots on goal. Clean one back to the near corner. Drasner's on it for Miami, going up against Hernandez in that near corner. Finally worked free by Murray. Here comes Miami through center ice. Helene left wing feed. Taransky over the Canisius line, trying to go back for Helene in the middle, but the play was broken up by Siobhan. Near corner, it is Helene with a puck. Banks it off the boards, back to the left point. Murray fires it in, deflected in front off the stick of Waldron, and a great stop made by the glove of Barczewski on the heads up there. Shot came in from the left point. Waldron deflected it with the shaft of his stick in on the goaltender Barczewski, who slid to his left to make the stop last second with 15 minutes even left in period number 3.
Really nice stick there from Waldron. We saw his hands on display yesterday. Such good stick skills. Just really good stick skills, Waldron.
Near half wall, Silver with a puck, feeds the line again, off the skate. Here's McDermott trying to work it up to Miato. Went out a breakaway, but Silver back to break it up. And he will ice it. Good icing there for Silver on the far side of the Red Hawk blue line, but you had Silver turn the puck over up high in the Miami offensive zone, and Canisius had a couple guys back to maybe have a 2-on-0 the other way, as Miato was caught there with the puck. Good job by Silver to get back, break it up though on the defensive end of things. So the draw to the left of Pearson here in the Red Hawk zone, worked around the boards to the far half wall. Silver works it all the way down the ice again. This shouldn't be another icing, and it will be. That time trying to just get it out of the zone with Silver. No clear agenda as to why you just let it fly out. And the draw to Pearson's left is coming up. 14:37 to go in period number 3.
When Miami's at their best, they are making crisp passes out of the defensive zone into the neutral zone, and they really have not been doing that the last first 5 minutes of this period, and really last period either. They did it pretty well in the first, though.
Yeah. Clean one back in behind the net. Reichwitz for Miami in his own zone, trying to get a puck work free on a battle here. The Canisius started. The Griffins really good at ensuing battles against the boards in games and winning them. They just won another one. Reichwitz lets it hop off the stick. Harv feeds the far circle. Silver wins that pick off, banks it off to center ice. Carangiallo trying to take it over the line on the right wing, but Buckley shut him down. Here comes Canisius back with it. Earn over the Red Hawk line right side, but Canisius enters offside as Miato came over a step and a half early on the left wing. 14:05 to go. Third period, we're going to neutralize faceoff coming up on the Red Hawk left wing, closest to their blue line, the near side of the ice. In a 1-0 game, Miami leads.
Kind of funny, Miato is over on the far side of the ice, tapping his stick near the blue line, looking for a pass from Earn. Earn decided to skate it himself. Miato ends up offsides, maybe a little spite there.
Yep. Back in the Red Hawk zone after the neutralized face-off. The Red Hawks win. Dempsey lifts it out back through center ice. Meloragni dumps it in off the skate of Ryan Savage, far side Miami zone. Clement down there works it to the near corner. Master Donato takes over for Canisius as they battle for it in the near corner of the ice. Master Donato at the half wall, feeds it back to the right point. Decker shoots it in off the leg of Red Savage to the far corner. And Canisius trying to feed it back to the line. It was Master Donato who did that. The pass, though, split the defenseman at the blue line, so Decker all the way back in the zone end has to chase it. Meloragni behind the Canisius net with a puck to the far corner. Back for Decker here on the near corner. Banks it off the boards for Master Donato. Works his way up to the center ice red line right wing to dump it in the far corner Miami zone. Murray lifts it up high in the Red Hawk zone of Cassetti, who will skate it through center ice. Chip over the Canisius line on the right wing to the far corner. Cassetti with a puck against Lyons. Kind of fell over, lost it. Here comes Canisius up the ice. Urbank left wing, chips it past Murray to the far corner of the Miami zone. Urbank hit hard there by Drasner. Center play in front, and the shot came in. Pearson with a nice save with a chest on a point-blank look there for number 61 in goal. That was Urbank. And the Orchard Park kid almost tied the game up there, but Pearson stood tall with the chest made the save on a good chance. 12:51 to go in the third.
And what hand-eye coordination there from Pearson. He put his glove over that puck almost before it even hit the ice. Really nice job to smother it there.
Yeah. Without him, this might be a 3-1 Canisius lead. Dukovac through center. Feeds it over the Canisius line, right wing, turned over. Here's Urbank, chips it over the Red Hawk line on the right side. Near corner goes the puck, Miami zone. Kumlin picks it up, banks it off the glass, all the way back out to center ice. Griffins working up the right wing. Urbank chipped it over the Red Hawk line and behind the net. Red Hawks here trying to work it on their own zone. They will. Here's Cassetti through center ice. Feeds left wing. Barbolini over the Canisius line. Cuts to the middle. Near circle. Dukovac will play it in front. Nobody home though to get it. Urbank lost it in front of him. He'll block a shot though off the stick of Kumlin. Urbank up the far wing over the Red Hawk line left side. Kumlin knocks the puck off his stick to the near corner, where the Red Hawks now have it behind the net, and it's Ryquist on it here, skating near side with room out of his own zone. Ampus lifts it in from center ice, red line left wing, and it's an offside of Miami. No, we got a high stick call, I beg your pardon. Barbolini knocked over Bowman after the play, and then you get a lot of words going on. The Canisius bench doesn't like it. High stick call on Canisius, going to put the face off here in the near side of their zone as the puck popped up, went off the Canisius high stick. And after the whistle, Barbolini laid a nice hit on Bowman, who kind of blew up there at the blue line, but no penalty will come from that. Guess close enough to the whistle. So the draw to the right of Barcheski. You got Helene in there for Miami up against Nick Bowman. Near face-off circle. Clean one back to the left point. Clement slides it right point. Donato through the slot over the stick of Taransky. Waldron picks it up near half wall. Send it through the middle to the far side, but Canisius there going to grab it. Bottini threw it up high. Could not hit Bowman with the exit pass. Redhawks take it over to the offensive end. Helene trying to get a deep one right to a Griffin player. And Canisius works it up the near wing. Here's Bowman over the Red Hawk line, middle of the ice. 1 against 3 with a shot. Good block there by Donato off his left leg. Left point Buckley sends it down to the far circle. Here's Donato up the right wing for Waldron, who got caught up there in the linesman skates. He turned the puck over. Here's Hernandez coming over the Red Hawk line. He got stripped there by Helene. Now Taransky lifts it cross corner to the far side of the Canisius zone. Chavot first to it. Miami in a full 5-man change near the halfway mark of the third period. Here's Decker, left wing feed over the Red Hawk line. Comes Hernandez to the far half wall for Drasner. Walks his way down below the Red Hawk goal line. Lifts the puck up high in the zone on the near wing. Caragiallo floats a pass to the right side. Waldron gave up on it. Here comes Canisius over the line left wing. Miato stripped away there by Drasner. Pops up in the air back to center ice, where it's grabbed here by Melo Ragni to the near circle for Decker. Feeds it up on the near wing back to center ice. You got Miato trying to shove it over the line on the right wing. He will for Canisius to the offensive zone. Red Hawks work at far half wall. Taken over here by the Griffins, who will send a bad pass to the line. Goaltender comes out back in his own end to get it. That is Barcheski, who plays it out back to center ice. Both teams sloppy with puck movement right now. Here's Pogue over the Red Hawk line right wing. He got shut down coming in on the rush. Red Savage there, fed it right back to Canisius in their own zone, where Master Donato just going to walk behind his net, and it is tampered with by Red Savage, skating out to the far corner. Going to generate a turnover here as Fletcher goes to the line and banks it back behind the net. You got the goaltender out to play it, and Barcheski, it kind of hopped off his skate to the far corner on the Miami offensive zone. Here comes Canisius trying to work it out the far wing. Kuznetsov, rink wide feed to the right side for Earn. Works it out through center. All the way down the ice goes the feed. That'll be an icy call on Canisius. Earn trying to hit Master Donato for a feed over the Red Hawk line on the right wing. That was an icing, and then Ryquist collides with a Canisius player who flies down in the middle of the ice. And you got all kinds of stuff going on in terms of words, no shoving or physical stuff. Earn is angry that was an icing call on his pass to Master Donato. He thought he got a piece of that. And then as players were just kind of skating their way down the ice for the face-off, you had Ryquist trip up a Canisius player, and then all kinds of words started from that. I don't think it was intentional. I think they just ran into each other. And
they took Ryan Savage to the box.
They did.
And Ryan Savage got a nice little two-hand from, I believe it was Pogue, down around the half wall on the far side of the Canisius defensive zone. Didn't get called, even though the ref was staring straight at it.
So that's going to put Canisius here on a power play. I don't know what Ryan Savage, they thought the player tripped over Ryan Savage, I think, in the neutral zone. He tripped over Ryquist. I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Weird. And it wasn't really intentional either, didn't look like it. So nonetheless, you got the RedHawks killing another penalty here. Canisius power play that's 0 for 3 tonight. Barcheski stops it behind his own net. And you got Chabon now with it for Canisius out of his own net. 9.5 to go in the third. Miami up 1-0. Canisius here on a big power play as we're past the halfway mark of the game. Up to the near half wall in the Canisius offensive zone. Bowman feeds it behind the net. Here's Beato. Back for Bowman at the near half wall up to the right point. Chabon gets stripped away there by Barbolini. And he will just clear it all the way down the ice in behind the Canisius net as Barcheski's on it here for the Griffins. Now Chabon from out of his own zone. Throws it left wing. Here is Har over the RedHawk line. Got it middle to Miato. Now Fletcher in the far half wall for Miami. Skates it through center ice. Over the line on the right wing in the offensive zone. Fletcher shoots it. And a nice wrister from the high slot. Barcheski gloves it down with 8:48 to go in the third. And 1:02 to go in the power play for the Griffins.
Axel Kumlin there, the defenseman, really flew into the zone and ended up in front of PJ Fletcher, closer to the net. Kind of surprising to see a defenseman end up all the way up there on the penalty kill, especially with less than 10 minutes left in a 1-0 game, but guess it didn't end up biting the RedHawks. Thankfully, it was covered up.
Melaragny back in his own net for Canisius. Feeds left wing. Here is Decker. Trying to get out of his own zone of the puck. Red Savage doing a good job to kind of lock up the passing for Canisius on the far wing. Finally grabbed here by Melaragny. Far circle of his own zone. Canisius feeds to the right wing. Master Donato circles it back to Melaragny. Now feeding the high slot. Canisius zone for Kuznetsov. Right wing Master Donato over the RedHawk line on the right side. Skates up to the left point with 28 to go in the power play. Master Donato down low to the near corner towards the attacking zone. To the right point he goes. Sends a feed to the center of the blue line where trying to work it forward was Melaragny. Get picked off though there by a RedHawk stick of Cassetti, and Kumlin will send it on a loose puck back down the ice on a clear. So Kuznetsov with it here through center for Canisius. Over the RedHawk line to the left wing, dances his way toward the net, shoots it, and a block down in front by his own player in Master Donato. 5-on-5 we go. Another shot for the right point, tipped over the net. Here's Barbolini through center ice with a head of steam. Over the Canisius line, he was onside as Cassetti there on the left wing. Cassetti sends it toward the net. He got hit hard there. Melaragny will pick it up below the goal line for Canisius. Feeds it to the near corner for Decker. Up the wing for Vermette, who lost it against the boards. RedHawks swoop in and pick it up. Tukovac keeps it in the zone right point. Backhand dump in behind the cage. Barbolini with it. Tukovac far circle. Gets it up to the right point here for Drasner. Drasner bouncing puck at the point, and he could not hold on to it. Canisius is on it. 2-on-2 the other way for Mutton. Near wing for Urbank over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Here comes Decker, who lost it. Now the RedHawks rush the other way. Here's Taransky, 2-on-1 over the Canisius line. Right wing feeds it over. Dukovac a shot, and a great right pad save was made there by Barcheski. Back and forth we go inside the Harborcenter. Dukovac on the right point. Dips it in below the Canisius goal line. It is Helene near post trying to stuff it in. Could not. At the left point, Clement. 6:33 to go in the third. Taransky, top of the near circle. Toe drag. Waldron a shot. Blocked down in front of the net. And Canisius will lift it out back to center and beyond. It should go for an icing, and it will. Earn did that up the right wing. I tell you what, the last 5 minutes of this game have been so sloppy on each side.
Yeah, they really have. They've been chaotic pretty fast, but sloppy, like you said. It's almost like both of these teams are feeling the end of the game approaching, and it's almost like, got to do something.
And Canisius calls a timeout after the icing. All their players were out there for a really long time on the shift. They need a break, so Trevor Large, in his 6 years, the head coach with Canisius, will call a timeout. And we will just get a breather here in what's been a game without a whole lot of whistles. It had a lot of rhythm the first 40 minutes of it, and then after that, this third period's been really sloppy on each side. We know they just look tired, they seem tired, and nobody can really handle the puck and play up to their game at all in the last 20 minutes of this one.
Yeah, I think that this is a good timing for a timeout call for the RedHawks, even though they weren't the ones that called it. But if I was Chris Bergeron down there, I would be telling them we got 6 minutes left. We've been saying it for the last few minutes, but 6 minutes left. You got to make these last 6 minutes count, and there's plenty of time to relax on the bus ride home. And it does seem like the RedHawks have been playing a little bit better the last couple of minutes, had some really nice offensive chances that last few shifts.
Yeah, true. Draw near side, Canisius zone. Griffins win it, work it out up the right wing. Master Donato got picked away by Fletcher, though, near side of center ice. Ryan Savage lifts it into the zone near corner, Canisius end. Earn with it near half wall, trying to feed Master Donato. Pogue trying to poke it out. He cannot. Red Savage with it near circle. Offense his own, driving toward the net. Got locked up there by a few Griffins, who knocked the puck to the near corner. Earn here with it. Red Savage laying a hit on him. Master Donato to the middle. Rush the other way for the Griffins. Kuznets off over the Red Hawk line left wing. Circles back at the point. Sends it deep far corner in front. They work it. A shot. Rebound in front. They're poking at it, and Pearson stood him up with the right pad twice. Good chances there for Master Donato on the doorstep. And Miato enters the zone offside on the right wing. 5:35 to go in the third. We'll get our media timeout here. Woo.
You can say that again.
With the shots 21 apiece. Pearson there, two really good stops to the right pad as it was poked away from the RedHawks, and Master Donato had a good chance on it. So our media timeout, we want to send a shout out to your folks, Mr. and Mrs. Schmelzinger, for the 5-star accommodations this weekend at Chateau de Schmelzinger in Orchard Park. Took care of us really well this weekend, and it was just a lot of fun.
It really was. Just sad that we have to leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
Would love to spend another week here in lovely Western New York, lovely Orchard Park.
We had a great time, so thank you to them for making this possible this weekend. So your mom was saying, so your sister Grace plays field hockey at Colgate, and unfortunately they lost today 5-1, but your mom able to hop over to Syracuse, or Hamilton I should say, for the game near Syracuse, and your mom was saying it's such a good sports weekend for her. She gets to see the best of both worlds. Her two kids this weekend do their thing.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I mean, a parent's dream. Wonderful to have her support always. I see her over there smiling at us across the ice.
Well, they bring their earbuds and they tune in during the game. They do it the old-fashioned style.
They know how to do it.
I love it. So we're back to play. RedHawks get 5:35 to close out this game. They're up 1-0. It's just been that kind of game here from the Harborcenter. Puck lifted into the RedHawk zone. Here's Clement, spins it around the boards to the far half wall. Waldron was on it there, lost it. Canisius, a chance and a shot for Miato, sent it wide to the near corner of the net, and it pops its way back out to center ice. Buckley on the left wing, sent down from Cooper Har to the far corner of the RedHawk zone, and the near half wall it goes. Here is Siobhan, a shot from the right point. Pearson made the pad save in behind the net. Goes in behind the cage, battle for it. Canisius gonna win it. As in the near corner with the puck here is gonna be Har, trying to just spin his way around for the RedHawk defenders. Taransky though picked it off and works it up the far wing through center ice. Backhand play to the near corner. Canisius zone will be an icing. He was a step ahead of the red line. That was a really good call by the linesman.
Yeah, it was, and just an undisciplined play there from, I believe it was Taransky who dumped it in, and no coach that I've ever met likes that one at all. You just need to take one more step before you get over the line.
So now we will see a timeout, I think, called by Miami. Yep. So each team uses their timeout here in the third period after an icing. As Chris Bertrand is on the board drawing up a play at the bench. It's just one of those, the hockey in the third period has been so bad compared to what the rest of the game was. It's really weird how it just fell downhill. Sloppy, nobody can get their stick on the puck. The puck movement has been terrible for both sides. in the third period. So here in Miami, it's just one of those where, yeah, we've talked about, you just got to figure out a way to get out of here with the win, even if it's a 1-0 win, and just take it. A win's a win.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like in the third period of a youth game where they don't clean the ice between every period, and the puck's just bouncing around and people are moving slow and kind of stuck in the ice. That's kind of what it feels like, but I saw them clean the ice after the second, so I really don't get it. But the RedHawks, they've only got 4 minutes, 44 seconds left to close this one out.
So the draw to Pearson's left of this timeout. It is Cassetti with Bowman. Bowman clean win for Canisius. RedHawks struggle in the face-off circle all season long. Hernandez, center point, down low. Here is a pass to the near corner for Melaragni, who will handle it off the boards. Cassetti laying a hit on him, and a 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. Works its way to the far corner now. Canisius still in the offensive zone with a puck. Bowman sends it rink wide, picked up by Melaragni. 4:20 to go in the third. Bomb from the line by Bowman. Cassetti blocked it with a stick. Spin around shot. In on net. Canisius there had it blocked down in front as it was Miato who sent it there. Puck over down the far half wall. Decker trying to play it forward. Sip kept in at the left point for Canisius off the stick of Hernandez to the left corner, where the RedHawks grab control, and Cassetti works it out back to center. Dukovac, and the puck just out of his reach on a feed. Decker picks it up for Canisius, skates out of his own zone through center over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Decker through the near circle, trying to spin it forward. Kumlin blocked it down, will rim it around the boards to the far wing. Ryan Savage kind of stripped to the puck, far side of the RedHawk line. Goes over there on the far wing where Fletcher picks it up for Miami. Skates through the neutral zone. Fletcher chips over the Canisius line on the right wing. Langefels is on it, far corner for Canisius. Up the far side where it's played here by Hunter Andrew, who will be kind of falling over there through center ice. RedHawks with a chance now. Ryan Savage far half wall. Left point for Clement in the offensive zone. Sends it to Red Savage near circle. A shot just wide left of the net. Ryan Savage knocks it down below the goal line where Fletcher and Langefels tie up for it. Vermutton sends it top of the far circle. A shot there from Donato goes wide left of the net. Clement near half wall spins it down to the near corner. You got Canisius here, will work it out with 2:55 to go in the third. Vermutton over the RedHawk line on the right wing, slows down. We'll watch the net and see where they're going to pull Barcheski. Helene now with it for Miami far side. Skates through the neutral zone of the Canisius line on the right wing. Taransky got a feed in the middle, but it went behind him. And Canisius picks it up off the near wing boards on their own zone. Melaragni hit by Helene off the puck. Here's Taransky over the Canisius line left side. Master Donato laying a hit on him. To the near circle it goes, and Polk takes over for the Griffins. Feeds left wing for Kuznetsov. Chips over the RedHawk line left side, and that'll be an icing. Kuznetsov was another one of those instances where he was a step in front of the red line, and they call the icing. So with 2:22 to go in the third period, it's going to be a draw to the right of the Canisius netminder and Barcheski, and Miami up 1-0. Buckle your seatbelts.
We're in for a good finish.
Cassetti clean win in the offensive zone for Miami. Kumla here in the near corner. Shoots it up high on the right shoulder. Good save by Barcheski, and he'll cover up against the near post of his net as you got all kinds of shoving and stuff going on in the near corner. They'll break that up fairly quickly. Players lock each other up as they usually do in the late third period of the second game of the series.
Getting tired of each other.
I know. Just imagine if they played like Thursday through Sunday, 4 games.
Ugh.
How bad it would get. So the draw to the right of Barcheski, it'll be Cassetti and Miato. Clean win Miato for Canisius. Griffins are being outshot 23-22 in the game. Through the middle of the ice goes the puck to the neutral zone. Canisius trying to stick it forward. They will over the RedHawk line on the right wing. It was Miato who did that. Going to pull Barcheski. So with 1:56 to go in the third, the extra man is on. Canisius the puck far corner. Pass through the middle. Picked off by Barbolini. Trying to go to the middle of the ice with it on a feed. That was intercepted by Canisius player and Lyons, who will dump this one into the RedHawk zone over the line on the left wing. In behind the net it goes. Hernandez to the near corners. We're 6-on-5 with the Canisius empty net. 1:35 to go in the third. Far corner, Dukovac trying to lift it up and out up the boards. He cannot. Little battle for it, tie up. Canisius wins in the far corner. Back to the left point, a shot. Miato went off a stick wide of the near corner. Kumla trying to shovel it out. He cannot. Canisius with a puck to the right point. Har keeps it in. Banks it to the near circle. It is Siobhan. Back to the line for Har. 1:12 to go in the third. Near half wall with it, waiting Hernandez. Break wide, they shoot it. Nice save by Pearson, sliding over. He got it with the right pad at the last moment on the far post on a one-time shot. It came off the stick of number 24, Jackson Decker, who had a beautiful feed rink wide from the near circle to the far circle from Hernandez. And Ludwig Pearson makes maybe the same in the game to keep us 1-0 Miami with 1:06 to go in the third. He slid right over to catch the one-timer that was on the ice from the far face-off dot. Canisius has 7 players on the ice for the face-off. They're going to get one of them off as they'll take Hernandez away. And the draw to the right of Pearson with a net empty for Canisius. And they have 6-on-5 here in their offensive zone. Again, 1:06 to go in period number 3. Face-off tied up 4 in the circle. RedHawks trying to get on it. Goes to the far half wall. Back behind the RedHawk net. Pogue on it. In front. A shot just wide of the net. To the near corner it goes. Back to the line. Center point with it is Melaragni. Shoots it in traffic. Blocked down by Red Savage. And he will take it on a breakaway to the empty net and score. 45.1 to go in the third, and the RedHawks take a 2-0 lead on the Red Savage empty netter. And that should seal the deal from the Harborcenter. Mishandled up high in the Canisius offensive zone by Melaragni at the center blue line. He shot it right off the skate of Red Savage. It popped off his skate, went to the neutral zone, and Red went past all the Canisius players to go get it. And he skated his breakaway down to the empty net and flew it in on the forehand with 45.1 to go in the third. The RedHawks 2-0 leaders. Great play by Red Savage there defensively. Get toward the puck. Taransky over the Canisius line on the left wing, plays it in behind the net to the far corner. Vermette on it there for Canisius. Through center ice over the RedHawk line to the left wing. Hit hard by Donato. Far corner, Helene trying to get a stick on it. Pops its way to the far circle. Canisius is on it here. Melaragni at the right point with 18 seconds to go in the third period. Sent it toward the middle. Walker picks it off for Miami. Skates it through the neutral zone and over the Canisius line here on the right wing. Little centering feed by Walter and went back to center ice. Melaragni trying to go over the line here in the middle of the ice with 2 seconds to go in one. And that's going to do it tonight from the Harborcenter. The Miami RedHawks get their first road non-conference sweep since January 2nd and 3rd of 2015 at RPI. 2-0 winners over the Canisius Golden Griffins here on this Saturday afternoon from the Harborcenter in downtown Buffalo.
A pretty good game from the RedHawks, and all that matters, they come away with the win. They come away with a series sweep. It will certainly be a pleasant bus ride home for them, and 4-1-1 sounds pretty good. Already, I mean, they only won 7 games last year. They already have 4 through 6 games.
Tell you what,
hard to argue with.
It's a little different vibe around here as the RedHawks. It wasn't pretty at all. We're not going to say that. It wasn't like, they just skated all over Canisius. It wasn't an easy win. It wasn't a pretty win. It was a really sloppy win, but a win is a win. As for the RedHawks saying, thank God that Red Savage puts that puck in the empty net with 45 seconds to go. Otherwise, Canisius had countless chances to tie this game up through the late second and into the third period. It was amazing how Ludwig Pearson played, especially in the last 10 minutes of that third period. He comes up with a shutout tonight. 23 shots for Canisius, all 23 kept out of the net, and there was a lot of them that were really challenging. That's your player of the game right there in number 32 in red.
Absolutely, and sometimes it just feels like Ludwig Pearson, I don't know, he just maybe tells himself he's not going to let in a goal or something, but at least I kind of got the feeling today that he just wasn't going to let in a goal. I mean, we've said it a million times, he's been the RedHawks' most reliable player through the last 2 years, and he comes through once again today, gets him a win.
It's crazy. As the Canisius Griffins will salute their sticks at center ice, and and into their locker room down there. You got to give them a lot of credit. This was a really tough pill to swallow for them to lose this game here today, because you could really argue that they were the better team in the game. I mean, you could make a really good argument that they were, yet they come up short. And I'll tell you what, Canisius putting up a really good effort. They're picked to finish 5th in the Atlantic Hockey this year, which is not a conference that produces a whole lot of whatever in the national spotlight of college hockey. So for them to be picked 5th, I mean, they barely beat RPI on Tuesday here, another team in their, or the team in the ECAC. For them to come out and show this effort tonight after they put up a pretty good effort last night. This Canisius team is challenging. They're good. I mean, they're a good team.
Yeah, they are a good team. They're a veteran team. They really turned it on when it mattered most in that end of second and third period. They just couldn't sneak one past Ludwig Pearson. But honestly, I think if you're a Canisius fan today, you got to be kind of heartened by this performance. I mean, they really, really, really made it tough on an NCHC team. And the NCHC, as we all know, the best conference in the country. That
they did, as the RedHawks 2-0 winners for Miami, back home next week for the first time since the opening weekend of the season when they played Ferris State, October 28th and 29th, Friday, Saturday, against the Denver Pioneers. And so, look, RedHawks have been challenged first 3 weeks of the season for various reasons, but it's going to get really real. It'll get real next weekend.
Absolutely, and Denver, the number 4 team in the country currently, the reigning national champion. If the first game against Denver is an effort like we saw today, it's probably likely that it's going to be an ugly one for the RedHawks. It'll be really, really interesting to see how they do against that NCHC competition, because they had a really good non-conference slate, but things really change once you're going up against the best teams in the nation night after night, weekend after weekend.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be real. We'll see what this RedHawks team is really made of next weekend against Denver, who is the number 4th ranked team in the nation coming into this week in the poll. They were, of course, the defending national champion. And then Miami goes to Western Michigan the weekend after that. So it's going to get real fast for this RedHawks team, with league play beginning next weekend as they wrap up the kind of early in the season non-conference slate. Here tonight from Buffalo for Canisius, it's at Sacred Heart. They'll begin their league play Friday and Saturday next week on the road. 7 o'clock start Friday for Canisius, and then they're back home in 2 weeks from now against Holy Cross on November 4th and 5th from here inside the Harborcenter. And Miami Jack 8-0 all-time now against this Golden Griffins team.
Pretty dominant, pretty awesome, and a nice job by them to get a series sweep in their first ever series at the Harborcenter.
We'll see Canisius come to Oxford next year to complete this home and home. So the Golden Griffins will be on the RedHawks schedule, I'm pretty sure, next year to complete this home and home. You come to us, we'll come to you sort of thing. So that'll happen next year as we'll see these Golden Griffins come to Oxford. As again, the RedHawks winners a game 2 of the series by a score of 2-0 over the Golden Griffins of Canisius. Yeah, so okay weekend for Miami overall.
Yeah, good weekend on the scoreboard. They won 2 games. They didn't really play that well today. I think that the very peak of my good feelings about Miami hockey was probably yesterday when it was 5-1, and then it became 5-2. I went down a little bit, and then 5-3. It went down a little bit more, and today it was kind of a little more downhill. But I think that it was a good performance, and you can't argue with a win. And we'll see how they do next week against Denver. They got a week to prepare for one of the best teams in the country.
Yes, sir. That is that. Another really big test. It's going to get real next weekend for the RedHawks against the Pioneers on October 28th and 29th. Friday night, 7 o'clock. Join us for the puck drop of that game against the Denver Pioneers, and then 5 o'clock for game 2 of the series on Saturday, a week from today. A lot of fun this weekend to be here with you. Thank you.
Sure was, of course. Thanks for bringing me.
It was a lot of fun to spend some time here in a good rink, good atmosphere, good town. And RedHawks come out with a sweep as well to put the cherry on top, 2-0 the final here on this Saturday. Anything else?
Nothing else. I think the Miami Athletics should pay us to travel with the teams. I mean, we watched an upset in Northwestern, a series sweep in Buffalo.
Good luck, Charm.
God only knows where we're going next.
We're just happy to be here.
Absolutely.
So the RedHawks pull out the win on Friday, the win on Saturday, and they sweep Canisius here from Buffalo, downtown Buffalo, on this Saturday afternoon by the score, of course, of 2-0. The last moments of the Miami football game are wrapping up, so if you are interested in listening to that, the gang has that from Yanger Stadium, Luke West Polling Company at the other YouTube channel we use for sports at Red Hawk Radio. We just created Red Hawk Radio 2, so search that up on YouTube, Red Hawk Radio 2, and you can listen to them call the rest of the Miami football game this afternoon as the Red Hawks battle Western Michigan. All right, so we'll see you next week for hockey on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Until then, for Jack Schmelzinger, everyone else who makes it possible behind the scenes, Patrick Geshan saying so long and good night from the Harborcenter in Buffalo, New York. 2-0 Redhawks pull it out over Canisius here this evening. We really appreciate it, and thank you for listening to this presentation of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Good night from Buffalo.